Number one, man.
Dude,
Ground zero.
This is weird, man.
This is what we talked about
all summer.
months ago.
I know. This is strange. It's
After
weird.
We're all caffeinated on coffee.
Yeah. Well, we got on coffee when we were at my grandpa's. Yeah, and we were like, dude, we had our whole lives.
Do you do coffee?
You don't even do caffeine, dude. Everyone, I think everyone should. Everyone does some kind of substance, you know.
What?
Like it's
on a
really
normal basis or just
everyone has on a normal basis. Everyone does something that's a drug, really.
the one thing that they always go to.
I mean, if it's caffeine,
Like
chew, like with nicotine, caffeine. I mean, there's just a lot of different things. Sugar.
Yeah.
Sugar's a huge one.
Pop, especially. Seriously, people drink a pop like every day.
Yeah.
There's
yeah, that's got to be worse. I always wondered, like, everyone gives me the shit about doing the chew, and it's like, I don't know what. I mean, maybe it's worse
Dude,
than
always having a pop on you, like, has effects faster on you than just one chew. You know.
Yeah, I would think so.
If you start drinking pop every day for a year, you're gonna be fat as shit.
Right.
Compared to if you just start having chew every day a year.
Yeah, you lose weight if you chew. You really do. It curbs your appetite.
What's his name?
Yeah, my hockey coach. Yeah, he said that he quit chewing, and then he got a lot fatter. He gained a ton of weight, and then he's like, well, I'm gonna go back to chewing, and he lost a bunch of weight. So I'm like, well, I mean, your gums are deteriorating, but I don't know. But no, I noticed, like, I stopped drinking pop big time. Like,
recently?
yeah, this is weird.
According to health.
This is really strange. This is number one podcast.
You know what it is? It's that fucking blinking red light.
Blinking, dude. This is weird. It's the first one. No, I stopped drinking pop, like 5-6 months ago.
Altogether?
Yeah. I mean, I've had pops since then, but like I used to drink like a pop every day, and you wouldn't even think about it. It's just something you drink. You know,
it's just normal.
Cause yeah, you're going out to dinner, you're gonna have a pop.
Yeah.
And that's not good for you, man.
Yeah.
And I noticed a lot of differences in, like, I lost a lot of weight, but that wasn't the thing I was looking for. I felt better. My skin, like, got clearer. Like, shit like that really happened.
Seriously.
Big time.
Big time, yeah.
Big time. And it's just
that too.
It's just pop. It was pop, man. And I drank a lot of water. Drinking a lot of water makes you feel really good.
It's just
it was weird.
Healthy overall. It's like the things that you fall into when you're growing up and you don't even realize it.
Yeah.
You know, like, you see your parents do it every day, so you start doing it, and then it becomes a normal thing.
Right.
And then that's actually what I noticed, like, going to Northern, is how, like, wasteful suburbia is. Like, you know, how we have to drive everywhere to go do anything. I never thought that was, like, a bad thing at all until I went to school and realized people live radically different and could walk everywhere and then have to drive 10 minutes to go to their friend's house.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And waste all of this gas.
That's crazy. You got out of your environment that, like, everything that like you say, like, you thought it was no big deal, that was shaped by the people that you grew up with, your parents.
And I was, like, blinded to the fact how wasteful we were. It was something I never would have thought of.
Right.
And it took that. It's kind of nice to have something to.
Yeah. This is helping me right now. I'm sweaty as fuck, dude. No, I know what you mean. You got out of your
outsider look in. You know?
I mean, my dad drinks a lot of pop. I'm talking about pop still. My dad drinks a lot of pop, man.
My dad drinks a lot of pop.
And you know, when you came home, you kept giving these hints at, like, how much we drive all the time.
Yeah.
And I didn't even notice it either. So that's good. I guess just getting out of that environment, maybe that's, like, a big key to, like, really locking down a lot of the key values is traveling and moving around a lot, you know?
So Bryce Donner, who's on a podcast with Duncan Trussell, I was listening to him. He's talking about traveling, and he would do that, and in certain niches he'd find these certain gems.
Yeah.
Which is, like, what I'm talking about right now, which would just be, like...
You're staring into my soul, dude.
You're staring at me.
Stop giving me eye contact like that.
I keep looking at you, and you just start grinning.
I can't help it. It's going to be happening all night. So I remember you telling me about the gems.
Yeah, the gems.
Little gems.
And he'd bring it back to our culture and, like, apply it to different fields and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, it was just things that he found when he was traveling.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
Yeah, that's wild. That's weird. It's weird that, like, most of my, or even you, but you've traveled more than me. It's weird that like most of the things that I just take for granted that I think of automatically, like you're talking about like driving, we don't even think about it, you just do it, or having a pop with dinner, or whatever. I probably have so many things like that that are just because that's what I saw people do. It really
just trained to do that.
Yeah, it's weird because like then you can draw that back to like extreme lengths and look at people who like fucking beat their kids, people who beat their kids, you know, or they they beat their wives and shit. Well, look at their parents. Look at their parents, or look at where they were raised.
Yeah,
and it's like, well, fuck, of course they're gonna do that.
Yeah,
most of the time.
They've been in that lifestyle for so
long.
Yeah,
you're just raised by that person. We're all just shaped by it.
You don't know how else to deal with that situation.
Well, it's like every situation I have, I think I always, if I have a decision to make, even subconsciously, you're gonna ask yourself like, what would this person do in a way? You know what I mean? You're gonna kind of like look up to that person, like whether it's your dad or your best friend or someone that you really like, like someone that you like that's on the media or whatever. You're gonna be like, well, what would they do? Or you're gonna look up to their values. And if you're constantly surrounded by shitty people your whole life, you're going to be a shitty person yourself. Yeah. You don't really have a shot.
Yeah. It's like monkey see, monkey do.
Monkey see, monkey do, yeah. This is nature versus nurture, really. Yeah. I think it's the nurture's got to have
90%.
That's what they say. It's 90, 10, a lot of people. But I think that's kind of an ongoing battle, too.
Huh.
So this is the first podcast. Dude, I got a computer scientist with me.
Fresh off the streets.
Computer scientist, man.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I know, it's really weird.
It's really weird. It's like...
It hasn't really said it.
No, I bet.
I still feel like a stupid kid.
Well, you are a stupid kid, man.
We'll always be stupid kids.
Now, how many computer scientists do you think graduated out of Northern, like, that year? Like, with that exact title?
That exact title? There was probably like 14 or 15 kids.
That's it. That's not a lot at all.
No, it's not really a lot. But there's not a lot of kids in that field.
Right.
Like, in some of my classes, it's really nice, actually. Like, my higher level ones, there'll only be 10, 15 kids in each class.
Yeah.
And those aren't all kids that are seniors. That's just everybody that's taking the class at that time.
Right.
And it's really nice. It's super specialized. And you really get, like, in a relationship with a professor, because it's like a smaller class. You can ask questions a lot more. The class carries on. But it's really nice having smaller classrooms.
Yeah. Well, that's really... How many kids do you think started off at that school with going for that? Like, how many did they weed out from the beginning?
Well, I know a couple of kids that actually, like, changed their major after, like... So there's, like, an entry-level class, which is super basic stuff. And then another class where you're, like, learning Java, which is, like, pretty basic. And then the first class where it's, like, hard C++ algorithms and you're learning like data structures and shit like that.
Right.
And that really weeded people out, especially because of the professor too, because he was a dick.
Oh, okay.
He was funny.
He had one of those, and that was the only guy you could take.
Yeah, that was the only guy.
Oh,
and it was as soon as it hit 200 level classes, he was like very strict, quiz every Friday.
That guy's got a lot of power right there.
Yeah.
He could fucking break a kid, change their future.
Wow. He's from U of M, and where else did he go? Oh, he went to some private school too. Yeah. In New York.
And you took him like last year, probably, right? You didn't take him this year?
I had him sophomore year.
Oh wow.
So it was the third CS class.
Okay.
I'm sophomore year.
Dude, there's
stickler.
What I would wish, you know, you see like a lot of those guys like Jared Diamond, E.O. Wilson, Neil deGrasse Tyson's a big one right now. All these famous, they're like celebrities, but they're professors at colleges.
Yeah.
And kids take their class and
they're
graded by them and they're quizzed and they're lectured. And it's like, I would really like to see one of these really big name guys to go teach at a smaller school, because they're all at like Harvard.
That's true.
And Yale and whatever. Like if one of them went to a school like Northern, it was like, I'm just going to teach these kids. Or they went to a school like Oakland University. You know what I mean? I think that'd be great.
It's actually some of the staff at Northern for computer science is like very, very surprising.
Yeah.
In like their credentials. like my favorite professor, he was like around before the internet even existed, and he was working on something called TCP protocol, which is how you exchange information.
That's gonna be loud.
That's alright.
Is that gonna bother you?
No.
Okay.
Just exchanging information through the internet.
Yeah.
That's what this protocol was, and he was on one of the founding teams that created this, which is pretty much like the basis of the internet.
Oh.
And he's like working at Northern. Like he retired into teaching. He just picked it up at Northern just because he liked the area.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you have him?
Yeah. He's like my advisor.
Oh, okay, okay.
He's
the old as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like 70s push, probably 60s pushing 70s.
Yeah.
But he's a goofy fuck, dude. He was so goofy.
Weird.
I'd be in his office and like talking to him, but he really liked like jazz. He loved John Coltrane.
I think I remember you
shit
telling
like
me about this guy. Yeah.
I've told you about him before. But I'd just be sitting there like talking to him, and I'd make like a stupid little joke. He's like, oh, 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 oh. And I'm like, what the fuck?
You would make the joke?
Yeah, I'm like, I wouldn't know what to say, man. I'll just look at him. I was like, yeah, all right. And he's like, that's my Jabba the Hutt impersonation. I'm like,
Jabba the Hutt. Holy shit.
And I'm like, okay.
He's
change
super
the
old too.
subject. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Dude, he doesn't give a fuck about anything. He like
he's got that position.
Yeah, he like wears these shirts and his fucking guts like hanging out, and it's like a flannel, and like you see his belly button, and he wears this shirt all the time. And every time he's lecturing, you can see his belly button the entire class. It's just like sitting there and his little fat like hanging out.
Just doesn't give a shit.
Doesn't give a
Super
fuck.
smart guy.
Yeah, he does not give a fuck.
Is
He's
that
got, like,
this
a sweet mustache?
Is that the same guy you told me about his office you went into? And it was just fucking just trashed.
No, dude, that's the dick.
That's the dick.
Yeah.
And that guy was like,
Dick.
he was just
He's cool though.
Yeah. Well, I feel like there's a lot of. I had a teacher, this last semester, and he was a history. He taught a history class. I took him all year, and he wasn't really a dick.
A good one?
Yeah, Sean. And he wasn't a dick by any means, but he was like, he didn't have any like restraints on him. You could tell like he was tenured.
Totally open.
Totally, yeah. I mean, he dressed fucking what he wanted. He said what he wanted.
Yeah.
He taught the class he like. That's the key. If you want to be a teacher, get to the point where you don't have to follow any curriculum. You teach your class because people know you know your shit. And this guy taught his class. Fantastic. I'm trying to look at what are you looking at?
Dude, you yelled at me for making eye contact with you earlier.
I looked
over
over
and staring at the fucking handle of your
yeah,
dresser.
You're staring at the handle and you're going,
I'm like, agreed with you.
Like, what the fuck are you doing? See, dude, you just, yeah.
Sean
Dry,
Yeah.
he was good. But, he made a lot of jokes, though, but his jokes were funny.
Dirty jokes.
Dirty
Real
fucking,
dirty
really
jokes.
fucking dirty jokes. He
says fuck all the time.
says, yeah, fuck, like, it was weird, like, I had him the first semester, so then going into the second semester, just relax, man, it's cool. Going into the second semester, I was like, alright, I'm gonna watch these other kids.
You had him 2 semesters in a row?
I had him all year this year.
All year?
I did the math with Nick, Nicky, and because we took them together, and I think it was like,
Smells really
it was like 4 days we spent, 4 24-hour periods all together. We spent with them all year.
Wow.
Yeah, but anyhow, I was like going in. I'm like, alright. The first day I had him, the first semester, he like shocked all of us because he'd get in there and he was like talking about.
That's cool.
He was talking about like college money, and he was talking about money. He was like, it's expensive. He's like, and it's good weed money. And he was like saying shit like that, and kids were like giggling. And then he started talking about like people flopping their dicks around and stuff. Like he would like say shit like that.
What?
Like not he would use that as like an expression in history, like as like in the context. He'd be like Napoleon came in there and like started whipping his dick around and fucking took over. and kids were like, oh. And at the end of the semester, everyone was just like whipping his dick around. You know, like just fucking.
But it's cool though because sometimes I'll be listening to a lecture or something and I'm so bored.
Sure.
I can't even concentrate, and you hear whipping your dick around, like your ears are gonna pop up and you start listening.
You start seeing what they're saying. Oh,
Yeah.
Whipping your dick around. Yeah, I think that's a good thing with podcasts. You know.
Yeah.
A lot of, I mean, some of them, I haven't watched a crazy amount of them. I'm pretty biased.
Casual.
They're casual and they're, yeah, it's just information, but it's not, doesn't have to be proper. It's stupid if it's proper.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna let an inside man loosen you up.
Loosen me up.
Loosen you up, dude. You're fucking tenser than I was. I was tense at the beginning. I'm alright now.
I'm just trying not to laugh.
I know, it's weird. It's really...
The
The first time Luke and I, we did a podcast.
I was listening
last
to that
year.
live.
Well, yeah, we didn't do the first one. We did it live, but we erased it right away.
Oh, really?
Because, dude, the second, I swear to God, the very second that we started it off, we just busted out laughing. Like, we didn't get a word out. We're like, all right, it's on. And I just looked at him, and dude, I was like, welcome, and just lost it, dude. And like, it was like a silent. It was like a silent laugh, like it like hurt your stomach. It was hilarious, man. Yeah, I got this shit going.
Another funny story about that big professor.
Yeah.
We're like in class, and he's going over some really complicated shit. It's actually quaternions, which is like fourth dimensional algebra, which we're using for like 3D displaying on a monitor for like games and stuff like that. And this one, no one knows what the fuck he's talking about. That like happens a lot in the class where like everyone's like, he's just going on a tangent, just talking about some crazy shit. And this one kid asked a question, and about like what he was doing wrong with quaternions, and he immediately responds like, "Oh, I know." He's like, "What?" He's like, "You were born." And just like says like the most ridiculous mean things like that.
Oh man,
all the time.
That's
Then
like,
he'll like afterwards he'll clear it up.
This is the dick guy.
Yeah.
This isn't the Jabba the Hutt guy.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I don't think
guy.
that's not good though. You don't want to like discourage kids from learning.
It's kind of.
I know.
Shitty.
There's a lot of intellectuals out there that they intellectually bully people.
That's what this guy was doing. Like my senior project. I'm not going to go into that right now, but anyways, there's this fact in there that organic cows, or grass-fed cows, they take up more land.
Yeah.
Therefore, there's more fences. Therefore, animals can't migrate.
Sure.
And what he's saying is that, well, if we get rid of they had fences like in the hunter-gathering days, so are we just going to go back to the hunter-gathering days? That's what he was talking about. He asked that question during my senior project. And
while you were presenting it?
While I was presenting.
Yeah. Like,
just to fuck with me.
He just said, "Are we gonna go back to the hunting and gathering days?"
Yeah.
Just because you were
that's not the point of my senior project. That was totally besides the point.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I told him. I'm like, that really doesn't matter, and that's besides the point. And I just kept going.
And what did he?
He just shut up.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
He was just always trying to fucking rattle you.
Yeah.
He's trying to, and it could have worked. Did it?
It did for a second. And I started like talking about it, and like I was gonna start arguing. And I'm like, no, this is fucking stupid.
Just let it go. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta. There's a lot. It's competition. Like even in a way, like
he went to Cornell. That's where he went.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, he was a cappella group in Cornell.
For real?
Yeah.
Holy shit. What's that character from
Office?
Yeah. Andy Bernard.
Andy Bernard.
Yeah, that fucking guy.
He's like that. He's like him.
No way.
I know.
Yeah, that's. I don't like that part. That part gets to me. Like that.
Mentality.
That preppy, like the stuck up.
He thinks he's better than most people. So.
Like the smoking your pipe, bullshit.
Like Einstein?
Well, Einstein can. They're following Einstein, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's why they're doing it.
That's why we do it.
I don't like it. I don't like the pipe smoke, man.
Used to.
I didn't.
So did I.
I liked it.
Just
yeah.
admit it.
Yeah, that one time we did it. I did like 5 different packs into it. What's it called? It's not like a bowl, but
yeah. Sounds like weed.
We have one of these 2-hearted ales.
Yeah.
You ever see? Can I do this?
What's his name? I can't remember his name.
What?
Opens it like that.
Yeah, you fucking know his name.
We have one.
We're not gonna say it on here.
Oh.
Oh.
Keeping it relaxed.
So we're in fucking Africa here, man.
Yeah.
I didn't think, I was like thinking about like doing a podcast for a while, and I was like, we should have a podcast studio. We should make one. Well, you know what?
Fuck that.
We already have one.
This is way cooler than.
Well, this is one basically.
Yeah.
I mean, all we did was pull out a fucking table, and we're good. We're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what this reminds me of? You remember Wim Hof? Remember that?
Yeah.
When Rogan asks.
Oh, you got beer?
Dude, he was like, Rogan asks him, he's like, you want another coffee to drink? And he's like, yeah, man, yeah. You know, or you want a beer or something? Oh yeah, beer. And he got all excited, dude. And he goes, oh yeah. And Rogan's like, oh boy.
They bring out like three more for each of them.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
But what the fuck do you want? We're on the podcast right now.
Oh.
What's up? What did you? No, you're good. What did
you want to walk through? What
are you doing?
Oh no.
What'd you ask me?
No, I was just checking out your studio.
Does you like it? Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
We had to mess with the lighting. But
Yeah, we had to get because we got it's on this whatever it's called.
Garmin.
Cool. All right.
We got candle and incense going.
So
And beer.
oh, you're not gonna be able to see it, man.
Oh.
You can see through right there.
Yeah, check it out right there.
My phone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Pretty cool.
Yeah, you got the African
We'll just cut you
stuff
out.
behind you.
We'll cut you out.
We can just cut you out. Okay. No, I'm just kidding.
Good. Alright, sorry guys.
No, you're
That's
good.
Cool.
Dude, it's cool, man. It's not a big deal.
You're not a millennial.
Oh, dude. And all of a sudden we start fucking doing that shit. Just following the rank and file. Just secluding people.
Yeah.
Where was I at?
Oh,
just Wim Hof. Anyways,
yeah, Wim Hof.
so
Do you want to talk about him?
Wim
I
Hof?
had him on your list.
Oh
didn't
yeah,
you?
yeah. We could talk about Wim Hof a little bit. I don't know.
Man, we've talked about him so much, man. Let's save him for
Yeah, we could.
another time.
He is an interesting cat.
Yeah.
He's really cool. No, dude, we're archers now, man.
Yeah.
We can talk about that. That's brand new. I know it's
exciting, isn't it?
It is. It's weird because like I haven't done anything in a while that I've never done.
It's very satisfying.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Most of the things I've done, it's either just like a different form of something I've been doing for a while.
Like a different instrument.
Playing music. So like I've played ukulele last couple weeks, but I played guitar for a while and stuff like that. But like I've never fired a gun in my life. I never shot a bow until 3 weeks ago, and now I already have a bow. Like I'm all into it and everything. I'm getting
all the good shit.
Yeah, like it was just really cool.
Yeah. It's not really physically demanding, but it's like a physical motion, you know?
Right.
Compared to like learning something new. But it has that, and it's kind of meditative, since you're trying to focus.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of precision and like muscle memory and stuff. It's really cool.
For without a doubt, muscle memory. When you're holding your bow out with your arm, whatever arm you use, that's such an unfamiliar stance. Like to be steady with an arm holding out weight, and while you're at it, you're pulling a string back with whatever poundage you have on your
release.
First time you do that, you're shaky, you're fucking swaying.
Yeah.
And as you shoot it more, you get used to that.
And then you hit that target first time.
Yeah, I didn't hit it my first time. It was
when you do hit it for the first
yeah,
time.
that's great. And you said it was like meditative too.
Yeah. So like every time I pull that back, you aim it at the target and you get it going. And every time I like have my knuckle right here, that's like the first thing that I look for before I'm not even looking at the target. So I have like a checklist of like things I'm doing.
Okay.
And so I pull it back and I have my knuckle right there, right behind my ear. Then I can feel like the line on my face. But then the next thing I do is just I look at the target. This might help like for shooting and stuff, because this is stuff I've heard from other people. And like you're not actually looking at that little dot. You're like looking at the actual target.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're staring where you want to shoot in real space and not that little dot, and you're lining that dot up with it. So you're not like looking at the dot and trying to move it to it. Like you're looking where you want to shoot, and then you bring that dot onto it.
Okay.
That helps a lot.
Okay.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I didn't think.
I don't know why I never told you that. But
you do that every time you shoot.
Mm-hmm. So there's try to get a checklist of things that you do every time.
Yeah.
Before you shoot, and like don't be holding on to the bow. Have your fingers on it.
Right.
So it's like you're cradling it between your hands.
Right.
It's not like you're holding it up. It's like the only way it's getting hold up is this pressure from side to side.
Oh, so
You know
it's
what I
like yeah, like okay, like instead of this is not really the same thing, but you're in between two walls. You're not standing on something. what's holding it up is you pushing on it.
Yeah, yeah.
This is kind of the
So
same.
if, like, you're lifting up yourself, you're not on, your feet aren't on the ground, but you're like pushing like that.
So yeah, you're holding the ball up by putting pressure on the insides of it.
Yeah.
I know, no, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. That makes so much sense. The looking at the target and then bringing it to it, because it's incredibly difficult when you're looking at that dot. It's
start
just
moving it. It's fucking bouncing
it's
around
all
everywhere.
over the place, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I'm like, how the fuck are people so precise with this?
Mhm.
The guys, I bet you those guys that shoot that long distance range, they're just looking at it, and they got it timed. And when the second that dot comes over this,
Yeah,
You
I
think
don't
they're
know,
just-
man. Because I always hear, like, you want the bow to scare you, too. Like, when you launch it, like, you want it to be unpredictable. Like, as unpredictable as it can be.
right?
Because if you're predicting it, you're gonna tense up a little bit, and you're gonna, like, shrug, or it's gonna go up a little bit,
Right.
like that. So, the most unpredictable it can be, that's, like, the better.
It's kind of like
the
just,
optimal
yeah, I don't know.
solution.
I'm trying to think of like a good metaphor for something scaring you so much that you don't move. It's just, oh, like you know what I mean? Like you. Is it going in yours already?
Yeah, it was.
We can go. Like
No, I
this.
like it. Oh, okay.
But anyways, like you're pointing it at it, and then you're already gonna be steady because it's just, I don't know how to explain it. I know exactly what you mean by like it's scaring you, making you more steady.
Yeah.
Because every time I shoot,
If you're like,
jolting.
so you're like, all right, I'm gonna shoot it right now. You're gonna flinch
Right.
and like close your eyes or something, or your arms are just gonna
Something's
move a
gonna
little
happen.
bit.
Right.
So yeah, and even if like another thing I can help, that thing that you're looking at is to aim above it at first, because your arms are, by gravity, you're gonna be going down.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I do too.
You
It's
aim
like-
above your target and then.
and then try and line it up. So originally just get it above and then start bringing it down compared to like down and then up.
Okay.
That
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Did you see that video on YouTube? I don't know if you ever looked them up, any videos, but there's a guy on there who shoots a fucking water balloon, on some hay bales from 300 yards away.
Holy
bow.
shit.
It's insane, man.
A water balloon? Like
Shoots a water
a
balloon.
little water balloon?
No, it's maybe like this big.
Like
It might just be a
watermelon?
regular balloon, actually. I don't
Wow.
know. It's pretty incredible, man.
That's
It's
insane.
insane. Should we show it?
Yeah. Sure, man.
We can show it, man. I mean,
I don't even know how you can see the balloon from 300 yards. Like with
It
this
was-
naked eye?
yeah, I'll show you this.
Do you have like some special scope or something?
Well, let's look at his bow here. Longest bow shot ever. I think that was where it was. Yeah, right here, 300-yard shot. And he does like 100-yard.
We are out
That's
here
200.
today to try to do a little long range.
Do you want to watch both of them, or do you
We're
want
gonna
to
start
skip?
here at
Just
100
skip
yards
it.
and go back from there.
See what we have.
See the size.
So that's a regular balloon. So he's at 300 yards here.
Dude, that's
6 inches right.
6 inches right? Is that how far he's aiming off the balloon?
I don't know.
What the fuck?
Spot!
Dude, what is he even aiming
Look at that shot, dude.
Oh, that was 300 yards.
Imagine
Look
the
at you
poundage.
can fucking
Zachariah?
barely see the thing.
Right on, brother.
What the fuck, man?
Look at that thing.
That's
right
like
out there.
literally our setup right there.
It's the same bow we have. What kind of does he tell you at the beginning what kind of bow he's using? I don't think he does.
Probably. They usually have like 80 pound weight on there. or
He's
something.
got to have something. I don't know what the highest weight is, but
That's nuts, man.
it's fucking insane.
That's crazy.
300 yards.
Yeah. So you know that podcast you sent me recently? He was talking about. He was the physicist.
Mm-hmm.
What was his name?
Oh, fuck, let me look it up.
Carson.
I'll be able to figure it out real quick.
He did religion with that other guy, right?
Yeah, he did the non-believers.
But anyways, not that it really matters.
Yeah, I'll just get the guy's name up.
The unbelievers.
Non-believers documentary has Lawrence Krauss.
Lawrence Krauss.
Yeah, he's with Dawkins and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you remember at the beginning he was talking about symmetries in nature,
Yeah.
and that's actually something that it's kind of something that's just been in the back of my head. You know, this certain like universal law that you kind of apply to like all different fields. Do you sometimes have that?
Say that again.
So like, yin and yang.
Oh, perfect.
So
yeah.
you
Mhm.
have this mentality, and you just apply it to basically everything. Like you just find this new universal law, and then it sits in the back of your head for like months, and then like whenever you go to something, you're like, oh, that's the balance of things. Or,
It fits.
it fits.
Yes.
And it's always in your subconscious, and it's like boom, boom, boom. You're like relating different fields of studies and
It
shit.
just
like
it keeps proving your thing.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're relating different things,
Mhm.
and which is like wisdom. But symmetries in nature. I originally was listening to Alan Watts when he's talking about the contrast of things,
Yeah.
which is a really good video. It's that one I just sent to Rod. And it's
Yeah.
about the astronaut that goes to space, and he basically describes space as, or he asks if you see God in space. Like someone asks the astronaut if he goes up to space and sees God, and he says she is black, and it's basically the total opposite of what you're thinking.
You think he is white.
Yeah, you think he's a white old man.
Right.
And so she is black, and it's actually talking about the space between stars. But anyways, that's his whole talk.
Mm-hmm.
So that got me thinking about contrast. And that's kind of like what you do. You know, you're like devil's advocate.
Right.
Like whenever someone has a theory, you're the contrast. You're thinking opposite. And it's pretty much like your mentality too.
I just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's kind of cool what he talks about, because things wouldn't exist without the other. So men don't exist without women, and positive charge doesn't exist without a negative charge.
Yes.
Softness doesn't exist with hardness.
I remember him
Like,
saying this. Yeah.
For anything to exist, it has to have this other symmetry. That's just a universal law in nature.
Right.
And like, you wouldn't feel healthy unless you felt like shit at one point.
Right. And if you want it, you can say it's the yin and yang.
It's the yin and yang, exactly.
Well, if you even look at religion, I don't know if it's the same thing, but if you look at religion, like we created a god, we had to create an opposite as well from the get-go, and we created the devil. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Totally. Like, that's just something that applies to everything in nature, and is so fundamental.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that I'm just gonna try and run you through, like, my thought process.
Yeah.
So for months and months, I'm just thinking about the contrast of things. So like, something that I was so deeply involved in, I would look at the complete opposite and try to make sense of that, and like try to figure out stuff on that lines, and like bring something back to the table.
Yeah.
From that. But anyways, one time I was meditating, and I'm thinking about the contrast of things. And there's this way that you meditate that, you just focus on your breath,
Mm-hmm.
which is very simple. But you're breathing, like deep breaths, and you have this other, it's almost like another process going in your brain that is just thinking about social problems in your life right now, and really stupid shit, and you're trying to focus on your breathing, but all of a sudden your mind just goes wandering off. And this Buddha, this monk, he calls this your monkey brain, and that, it's just always jabbing and shit, and you just let it go. You just let it keep talking and going, and you just focus on your breathing. And then whenever you notice that you're going off and you're focusing on your monkey brain, you just start focusing on your breathing. So it really seems like there's two lines of processing that's going on in your brain. Like, you're focusing on your breathing, that's like one process, and then the other one is your monkey brain, which is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like a contrast, like super focused and like an unfocused process. And as humans, we kind of think linearly, since we're like in time and stuff.
Right.
So we have this mentality that we only observe and like take things in, and we only have one process of thinking, which makes sense. But that wasn't happening when I was meditating. Like I was observing my monkey brain, but also focusing on my breathing. If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
And
You don't think that? I don't want to cut you off. I'll ask you.
Sure.
In a minute. Well, I was just gonna say you don't think that. How do you observe it without
partaking in it.
Yeah, participating. Like how?
It's really weird, man.
Does it feel different when you're?
It's like it kind of works. Like my monkey brain will be going, and then I'll stop and start observing it. But then like you reach a point where like you're just watching it go, man. But you're so focused.
Your monkey brain is in your social problems and your
just anything
control,
like financial,
just fucking
whatever.
Just the shit.
When you go to bed at night and then your brain just starts wandering.
Oh yeah.
That's your monkey brain.
Okay.
And yeah, you just start like observing everything that you're thinking about.
Okay.
And that's how I applied the contrast to that. And some other examples, like you know how they have the terms conscious and subconscious.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the two processes right there that the subconscious can do some really cool things. Because sometimes like I'll go to bed thinking about a problem, like on a computer science project or math or something, and I'll go to sleep, and all through the night it's like my subconscious is like figuring out this problem, and I wake up, and like as soon as I wake up it just comes to me, and I like know the answer, and I'm like, oh shit. And I'll like write it down really quick on my phone or something.
Yeah.
And it's weird, dude. And it's like you just put it off. You're like, oh, I'm never gonna figure that out. And you put it off. Like when you're thinking of a song, you know?
Right. Or
and
you're trying
like,
to think.
It's right on the tip of your tongue. And you're like, no, fuck that. I don't even care. Then like a minute later, it just comes.
It's just simple.
Yeah.
Your subconscious is working on it.
It's literally just like breaking it down. And
okay.
If that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense.
But that whole time that your subconscious is solving that, you're just thinking about something else.
But your brain's still doing some.
So it's still doing some like processing power if you like relate it to a computer or something.
Okay.
Which is weird because I always thought it was just like one linear.
It's just like wherever your attention goes, that's where your brain is.
Yeah, exactly. Which that's just something I was.
Yeah, that's wild. Like your consciousness is not really a thing then. In a way.
It's a simple function. Like your brain is pretty much just like the entire computer. Like if we're relating it to a computer, you have this one function that's right here in your brain, and that's observing.
Yeah.
And that's what we relate ourselves to.
That's our consciousness.
That's like our ego, and like if you were to say like who you are, you'd think it was like you're like right here in your brain. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like if you were to pinpoint like who you actually are.
Right.
You're not gonna think it's like your fucking thumb. That's not you.
Right.
You're like in your brain right there.
Right.
And that's like that one function that we think we are, which is strictly just for observing, which is really weird.
I wonder if I'm trying to think like, is observing like, we always like say like consciousness, we define consciousness as what separates us from other species on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And you say that you are able to do something and still observe another portion of your brain wherever it's going, but you're not partaking in it. And that's really weird because what if there's got to be a certain thing that we have that makes us conscious? So like, I guess you can say you're conscious if you know that you're thinking, if you know that you exist. But that doesn't mean you're really... There could be really intelligent species out there, and knowing that you exist doesn't have to be part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they could be really intelligent and just they're just not conscious of themselves.
Yeah.
Do you kind of get what I'm saying?
I do, but I guess I'm thinking in the perspective of us, but like because we have that one function, which is observing, which makes us like question everything.
Right.
And ask
That's
like
true.
why. So as soon as that comes about, this is something I've been thinking about for a while. Like, I think that's what defines us to be different from monkeys. Maybe not monkeys, but like all other life forms. That we ask why.
Right.
And I think that's why we are insecure about things like why did that person just do that?
Right.
Why did I just do that? like certain things like that. Just because we ask why, that's why we have a house right now. That's why we can map the cosmos,
Right.
shit like that. And it's like, I think that's what really relates us or differs us from other animals. It's just because we can't ask why.
Because we can look at something like, why does that happen?
Yeah.
What are we? Why are we here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that makes quality of life better? In a way.
I think it does, but I think we're being biased. Since
For sure. Well, yeah. I mean, who are we to say that another life, like another species, doesn't have an awareness? Like, what if?
We can't. Like, birds could be just as, like, they could have that same function as we do for asking why.
Well, dolphins are super fucking smart, man.
Mhm.
Super smart. I mean, how are we supposed to know what a dolphin thinks of itself as? What does a dolphin think it is? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
They're
How can you answer that?
you can't. And I don't think there's any scientific structure that is aimed towards that. I don't think there's any technology that we can.
Yeah. What if you could, like, directly translate your brain's processing power, like just a chord in your brain, and like maps it to an actual computer, so you can like read thoughts
Right.
of like shit going on. So like you could literally indulge into the mind of a dolphin and live like him,
Holy shit.
and like
Yeah.
and like feel like you're actually a dolphin for. It'd be like a fucking arcade where you could play as animals.
You could just pick an animal.
Yeah.
Just be it. You'd be a shark and just fucking kill. Like, oh, I know what it's like to be a.
And have no idea, but then bring all that memory back to you when you're
Oh,
a human.
wow. You don't know you're playing
You
the
don't
game.
know you're a human while you're playing the game.
You're just a
you're
shark.
literally just living as a shark.
But then you realize, I wonder if you would even understand what you experience. You know?
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
DMT.
DMT?
Yeah. We're not gonna get into that.
You're not gonna get into it, dude. I'm curious, man.
We'll talk
It's
about
scary,
it some
man.
other time.
I'm too scared.
That's
I-
literally
I
like
watched the
that.
whole-
What we're just talking about. That's how I felt.
Yeah. I watched a whole documentary on it, and I was watching it, and I was like, fuck, that looks fun. You know,
We'll talk to some angels.
God, like, I'm like listening to Schluter talk about it. I'm listening to you, and you guys were just talking about just the drug world and just the possibilities that it gives us, or just what it has to offer us, like just infinite. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch this. It has Joe Rogan in it. Of course he's in it, and I'm like, all right, I'll watch it. And I watched, and they did like these experiments. Have you seen it? Spirit Molecule. It's on Netflix, I think. It was. And these people they're like, I saw the fucking universe. And they
what the fuck did
like,
they
what do
experience?
you mean you saw the universe?
But they can't explain to you in language.
Right.
What was going on?
It's gotta be like, it's a shame in a way. Like I don't know if I'm ready for that right now.
You know what I think that all is? I feel like they don't understand the entire universe that we live in.
Yeah.
I feel like they indulge into their own universe in their head. So, what I mean by that is that basically how we make sense of things in the world is that we recreate them in our like imagination
Mm-hmm.
and like create our own universe. So like, have you ever had a fight with somebody and you're all pissed off and you're walking away, and then you're like, oh, what if I would have said this to them, and it like plays out in your head?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
About
I
you,
know.
man. Like, I want to
Yeah.
fucking tell them this.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but that's like you're creating your own universe.
For sure.
That's really what that is,
And you're living it out,
and you're living it out.
whether you like it or not.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're just your imagination is
Okay.
just fucking all the way up.
It gets away
It's-
from you.
It's on level 11 when you smoke DMT, and it's like you're literally just living in your head, exploring your brain, and like your own imagination.
That's,
I don't think it's like you're fucking flying through the cosmos, and
I think it could be if you want it to be.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's literally whatever you want it to be.
I mean, if you wanted it to be, you're stuck in a fucking pole barn that's dark and there's demons running after you. It's gonna be that.
Yeah.
You're gonna, if you're a fucking demented person and then you put this fucking DMT in you, yeah, you're gonna see some shit.
Yeah.
But if you're ready, see, I'm scared.
So which is why like when people have bad trips, it's
Right.
because they're like
Not
negative
ready.
and
They're not ready.
why would being negative matter if you're flying in this universe around us?
Right.
You know?
Right.
It's really just in your head.
I'm like really like nervous about, like, cause it's like it's for me. I'm like thinking like, oh, fuck, I have to do this someday. Like I have to. Like there's no way I can live and die on this planet without just trying something like that. You know,
Yeah.
I mean like as far as, the drugs like heroin and cocaine go, no.
That's totally different.
It's a total. It's not even the
psychedelic.
same thing. But as far as like the things where like we have really, really intricate people that were monumental in the intellectual world saying this is some of the reason why.
Yeah.
Even though, I might not think, okay, maybe you're giving it too much credit. I don't know. I can't even say. I've never done it.
Mm-hmm.
That's like someone who's never read a science book ever, like 60% of the United States, and then listening to climate scientists talk and be like, I don't
Say
believe
it's
you.
bullshit.
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's fucked up.
So basically, I'm doing the same thing. So I don't really know. I'm just working up to it. Pop brownies, yeah, for sure. I will.
Step one, dude. It's the gateway.
What is it? Step.
It's the gateway.
Pop brownies, yeah. I'm not really scared for that. Yeah,
I don't know, man.
I
Like,
smoked pot before. But
I was all about that when I was younger, like exploring your mind and drugs and stuff. But
I don't
it
know.
just doesn't interest me at all anymore.
Drugs don't.
No, it really doesn't. Like, I hardly even like getting high anymore.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's weird for me because like, I really like getting drunk. I don't know if that is a mind altering thing.
I feel like it.
It's a mind numbing thing in a way.
Yeah.
But
that was a
I
perfect way to say it.
Yeah, but it's different. I guess it's like the same thing, but just in the opposite direction.
It's the contrast.
Yeah,
Weed.
it's the contrast of weed, maybe. You know what I mean?
I totally get that.
Like
That's how I always thought about it.
like-
This would make you more social, but a little stupider than weed.
see, I don't think it makes you any stupider unless you just do too much.
Yeah.
Like drinking like a few beers isn't gonna make you any stupider. It's just gonna make you loose.
Nah, that's true.
I just
Yeah.
I do get it because like the only reason obviously that marijuana is labeled as a drug, whatever. We should just do away with the word drug because caffeine's a drug.
Everything's a drug.
Everything's a drug, alcohol, nicotine, it's all drugs. But it's an illegal drug. Is the only difference is that weed is an illegal drug and that alcohol is not. But really, I mean, one thing numbs your brain and it kills a lot of fucking people, and the other thing either does nothing to your brain, makes you tired, or a lot of people say makes your brain, more creative,
Yeah.
happier, and it has some medical benefits that it's showing. I haven't looked into it, but that's what a lot of people say.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know much about it.
What do you
either,
think?
but-
You don't know about that? The medical
Like medical benefits?
Yeah.
No, I don't know anything about that. All I know is that I had surgery on my knee. Remember
Mhm.
that?
Mhm.
ACL reconstruction. And I smoked weed a while after that,
Mm-hmm.
and it hurt really bad. It hurt really fucking bad.
When you smoked weed?
Yeah.
So,
Like, I literally was focused on it, because it hurt a little bit, and I thought I wouldn't even notice it. And then I started focusing on it, and then it fucking hurt like a mother.
it hurt more when you smoked weed.
Yeah.
Why? It just heightened your senses?
Yeah. That's really what it does, man. You listen
Yeah.
to music, and
Yeah.
feeling stuff.
And alcohol numbs it.
Yeah, so I should have got drunk.
See, that's weird because, like, I had, like, you should have just got drunk. Yeah. There was I had a kid in one of my classes this year, and he was obviously he was into drugs. He was a nice kid. He actually did his final presentation on LSD and if there's benefits to LSD. Which, he was a drug guy. It was cool.
Cluster headaches.
Stuff
We
like
talked about that.
Yeah, he talked about Terrence McKenna, shit like that.
Really?
Yeah. But anyhow, he was talking to me about marijuana, and he was like, yeah, I happen to smoke pot because I have a problem with my ankles. And I don't want to diss the kid because the kid was cool. I have nothing bad to say. He was a nice kid, but whatever. I was like, okay,
You're
yeah, problems with your ankles. Dude.
Too
But
fat?
he was a cool kid. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
he
talk
was,
about him. He
wasn't
was
he?
so cool to me, man. I'm not gonna talk shit about him. But anyways, he's a nice guy. He's a smart kid too. Anyhow, that's weird because I was wondering how did that help? How would that help your ankle? Like people do get marijuana prescriptions.
Medical reasons, medical marijuana.
Yeah.
That's that.
I don't know how it helps pain. People get it for pain reasons. If it heightens your senses, it wouldn't just make it.
Schneider did the same thing as me, and he also said that it hurt more.
Oh, when he tore his ACL too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He asked me specifically if he should smoke weed. I told him no, and he did.
Right.
And he said it hurt more.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know. Maybe it's just different. Maybe it's just your mentality going into it. Maybe you just picture it.
Maybe it's just
being healthy.
Maybe it's a fucking placebo.
Yeah.
Maybe it's totally placebo. Maybe your interpretation of marijuana was it heightens your senses.
Mm-hmm.
You fucking take it, and it heightens your senses.
And then I told Schnetty, hey, it's gonna hurt, man. Don't do it.
And it does.
And then he smokes it, and then he focuses, oh, this shit, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah,
and then it
Joe's
starts
right.
hurting.
And this kid reads some shit online or whatever, and medical benefits, and he does it. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot to just disregard it as all that.
Yeah.
Placebo is
They can do tests with that.
double blind
do that.
placebo test. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I was talking about meditation earlier.
Yeah.
And remember I was talking about different universes? Like, that's what you're doing in your head. That's how you're understanding our surroundings.
Right.
It's like you're recreating this universe. So I think meditation is so important to do. Because basically what you do when you meditate, there's different forms of it. There's another form, I don't remember the exact name of it, but you picture a problem, and then you like put this problem in a bubble, and like you try and solve it, and you're like moving components around and fucking with shit, like trying to solve this problem.
Yeah.
And basically what you're doing is that you're practicing imagining things. You're practicing your imagination. Like, you're practicing with abstraction and stuff.
Okay.
And when you're like trying to learn and understand stuff, I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to relate what you're saying. I'm trying to put it in the context of my universe, and as soon as I do, I can understand what you're talking about.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. Like the way you describe something is fit for the way you understand things.
Yeah, so that's kind of like your blueprint of like learning things.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So if you're a visual learner, maybe they're like talking about all this data, and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? You can't make sense of it in your head. But as soon as you see a graph and you see everything lined up perfectly, it's like, oh shit, yeah,
Right.
that makes sense.
Right.
And it's as soon as it makes sense to yourself in your own universe, you can, I don't know, it's like you recreate everything there, and like it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you do when you meditate. That you're practicing that. You're practicing abstraction, and you're like building a bigger blueprint so that when you get thrown more data and stuff, you can relate it and connect it to different fields and fully understand it.
Wow. Yeah.
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 That's
And it's subconscious while you're meditating too, in a way.
It's like you're not even thinking about it, but this is what's actually happening.
See, I haven't meditated enough to the point where I started to see benefits. Like, I don't even know if I've fully meditated yet, then.
See, you shouldn't. No one ever fully meditates. Man.
There's not really like a point of meditation.
It's a constant battle.
Yeah.
Constant battle.
Right.
Of your monkey brain and you focusing.
So there's no really people that are just like, boom, meditated.
Just start floating.
Fucking just like, just
No,
fucking
man.
just flying.
It doesn't exist.
Right.
But Dalai Lama, he's like, I read a really good article. Some guy goes and meditates with the Dalai Lama. And they're sitting there for like 5 minutes. He's like, you having a problem meditating? He's like, yeah. He's like, all right, that's all right. That happens with me every day. Every time I meditate, I can't focus. It happens every time. And you just got to work through it.
Yeah.
And it's just like you're working out. It's not like you do it and then, oh, you got it.
Right.
You're constantly working at it.
It's not like okay, I'm fighting. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
And then you're good.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there it is again. Fuck.
But like, the more you practice, the longer you can maintain this meditation.
Okay.
So like, if you're lifting weights, you're pumping this all out, like 3 weeks into it. But the first week you only had like 8 every 3 sets.
Right.
But
Well, like
you can just maintain it longer.
I notice, like
the more
when
you practice.
I meditate, like I go, okay, I'm gonna try to clear my mind, just completely clear. And you told me one time to picture like a clear slate of water.
Yeah.
Or something like that, and just imagine your mind just being flushed out or whatever.
Yeah.
So I do that, and I try to just focus on my breathing. And I'll be doing that for a while, and I'll just be really relaxed. And then every time I start being like, oh, wow, I'm really relaxed right now. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm fucking out.
Yeah.
Like,
you're
I'm,
God
damn it, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh, look
I'm
at
like,
how relaxed.
I'm doing so good right now, man.
And then it's like, fuck, not anymore.
And then you're done.
And then
it's
I'm
over.
And it's over.
You
And
meditated.
yeah. So you
You're
maybe
meditating.
for a few seconds.
Yeah.
Whatever.
What happened?
Right. And that consistently happens until I fall fucking asleep. Until I'm like, oh, my back.
Yeah.
Okay, I know. Okay, so I did meditate.
Yeah, totally, dude.
Well, what about those guys? Like, Rage Against Machine album. They used that monk who's protesting.
Burning himself?
He's burning himself and he's meditating. Or like, anyhow, here's a better example. I was watching the show The Green Room. And basically, it's just a bunch of comedians come and they talk. And there's this one comedian on there. They do a ton of different comedians every episode. He comes on there. And he's telling a story about how he went on this spiritual journey, and he met this monk, and he brought the monk back to the United States, and he took him to the set of Knocked Up, the movie Knocked Up with Seth Rogen, and like he brought him to like the scene where like the head is coming out of the girl's pussy.
Oh, no.
And the monk didn't care. He said he's sitting there with headphones on, and there's like this head coming out of this fake pussy, and it's going back in. They go head out
on
of
the
pussy
actual set?
on the set. They're like watching it. It's a fake pussy, and it's a
Okay.
fake head, and it's going in and out. And the monk's just in there watching, like, what the fuck is this? Anyhow, the guy brings the monk back to his house, and
Dude, what a great place
what
to
a-
bring a monk.
he brings the monk to the set of Knocked Up,
Who
man.
knows what the fuck he was gonna do?
I
man.
know, right?
And he
But-
took it well.
Yeah, but he takes him to his house to meet his family, and
Oh,
have I told? Yeah, and his 2 of his fingers are gone.
Yeah.
And his kids ask him, like, what happened to your fingers? And he explains to the kids that he wrapped them up and dipped them in like some kind of like fluid and burned them off and meditated to practice his meditation and let his fingers burn off. And his kids are like, what the fuck? And like, that's insane. Like, what is that point? Like, that point of meditation where you can be so relaxed to let your fucking flesh and your bones just completely disintegrate.
I think it all just has to do. You know how I told you to picture like a clear mind
Mm-hmm.
and like it's like a clean slate of water or whatever.
Yeah.
What I really think it is that you have to keep coming up with these different mentalities to meditate. So like, you picture a problem, and then you try and formulate it into like a bubble, and then like that's like a form of meditation.
Yeah.
So how you maintain meditation is that you creatively like find these different forms, like while you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Like these different
Yeah.
ways of
Yeah.
meditating.
Yeah.
And that it just keeps it fresh.
Because eventually it just becomes,
You get used to it.
Right,
You gotta
right.
move on.
so you don't think of the water anymore.
No.
You can't do it?
No, I can't do that. A lot of times, what I told you about earlier is that I just focus on my breathing, and then I like observe what I'm thinking about from monkey brain.
Oh, okay. You
Yeah.
think you'll grow out of that? Probably.
Eventually,
You s-
maybe.
I still can't wrap my mind about like how you observe what you're thinking without being out of your meditation state.
Yeah. So I think there's different functions of your brain. Because you know how in the human body, your red blood cells, they fight off viruses.
Yeah.
Your dick, it pees. Actually, it's multifunction. Because you
Yeah,
can,
fuck
you can
with it.
bang with it. And
You make
fuck.
humans with it.
You make babies.
Right.
So that's a bad example. but your butthole shits. I guess you can fuck
Yeah,
that.
get fucked with
Shit.
it. God damn. Stay away from the genitalia, man.
Your teeth. You chew up food.
Oh, dude.
You know.
Yeah,
Your
I'm
eyes
trying
are
to think
for
of another one for
no.
teeth now. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Fucking-
One purpose for them.
Yeah. So everything in your body. So for everything, because our body is made up of all these different objects.
Right.
This is kind of like computer science background, but you have your blood cells, your fucking kidney, your liver, your lungs. Like everything has this one.
Your lungs.
Your lungs.
You said it.
Everything has this one function, and the reason for that is it keeps, because you have all these different components. Everything has to have one function to keep it simple.
Right.
Since everything is coordinating together. So we're complex humans, but the reason we can be complex is because we're made up of tiny little things that are very simple, that are all talking to each other inside of us.
Yeah.
That's making sense.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Absolute perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our brain, it's made up of a tiny bunch of simple things coordinating together. So we observe around us and we see that blanket's white and you have beautiful blue eyes. And like that's
Right.
just one function of my brain. So what if there's another function of my brain that is doing processing power, that is computing all of the things I'm observing?
Right.
So that's
okay.
that's separate. That's a separate function. So if they're separated, if that's true, then I can observe. I have this function that I can observe whatever I want, but then I have this other function that's just isn't my thinking, that is processing and stuff like that. So this function where I'm observing, I can look at what is processing right now in my brain.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So basically, in a way, you're accessing certain functions of your brain. Like most people, when it goes to
Think
thinking.
of Wim Hof, dude.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he can control his fucking body, man.
Right. He can control his cells.
He can release adrenaline whenever he wants.
Right.
Like,
Okay. So what you're saying is the way you are looking at your monkey brain in a way is that you are only accessing the part that you need to observe. You're not accessing the other shit that comes along with consciousness or whatever you want to call it.
There's like a fine line between this function. This part of my brain only observes, which is what we are. That's kind of besides the point. But there's this one function that you're just observing everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then this other function is your monkey brain. Just everything that you're thinking about at the time. Social problems, financial problems, anything that's
Whatever you
stressing
want.
you out, past memories, whatever.
Your future, all that
Your
shit.
future,
Yeah.
what's going on. If I'm gonna marry Sarah or not.
Yeah, for sure.
How am I gonna bring it up?
Keep it going.
No. I'm gonna stop right there. Dude, let's play with you.
Yeah, go ahead. You want one?
I don't know, man. I got beer to drink too.
I do too. I know what you mean. I know what you mean by that. God, you got me in trouble already.
But no, all of that comes from my computer science background.
Right.
And that has affected my life in so many ways. Like, so many relationships between the biological world and computer science that it boggles my mind. Like, I would be learning stuff in biology, and almost every little thing is like, holy shit, this is exactly what they do in computer science.
It's like life, but it's like recreated life, right?
That's what we're doing. It's our universe. We're recreating the universe in our head. Just like how you said that. We're recreating life.
Yeah.
Yeah, with computers.
That's what computer science is.
That's what our brains do too.
Okay.
Because we're recreating universes. Yeah.
No, I get
fucking
it.
blows your mind.
It does. Like, it's really coming together.
Yeah.
I like the way that you say there's a lot of different parts of our body that our body is.
Have a
Yeah.
certain function.
That's all they do. That's it. That's all they do. If you look at nature, in a way, you look at the earth as like a whole organism, most species or whatever, they all have a certain function too.
Mm-hmm.
You-
The web.
in the
biological
web,
web.
in the ecosystem. If you look at like bees, like what the fuck does a bee do? Makes fucking honey, pollinates plants,
Yep.
the flowers,
That's
whatever.
it's
That's it.
One function.
It fucking does that and it dies.
Mhm.
You know, like you zoom out more. You know, you see human beings. You're
What
like,
the
oh, we
fuck's
have.
our
What
function,
the fuck do
man?
we do? But I bet
We
you
observe.
you gotta observe. You gotta. Well, I bet you if you zoom out more, you'll see a function. I don't think we can see a function for ourselves because
eat
we
the
are.
moldy sandwich.
We eat that fucking sandwich. Well, dude, I think that like really, if you think about it, this is a good point, and I've heard it made by a lot of different people. Is that people like define nature as what's ever in the woods or whatever. You know, whatever's not man-made, whatever's not us is nature. But then they go ahead and say human beings are nature. We're part of nature. We are whatever. We evolved from
So therefore,
the hominid.
this is
So
nature.
therefore, this is nature. This is all nature. Whatever we fucking make, it's part of nature. You know, if a
Us
fucking
being recorded right now is nature.
yeah,
How fucked up is that,
It's
man?
weird.
We're recording all of our thoughts right now.
it's crazy. It's crazy, but
it's crazy.
but like a beaver dam, that's nature. Even though we fuck up the environment, so does a beaver dam. A beaver. I'm not justifying it. Okay, we do fuck up the environment. We need to fix it. Okay, big time. All I'm saying is that there really isn't a line between nature. Whatever we create is nature as well. Because if we're part of it, which we are, so we're not really able to like look at ourselves and judge our point of view. What is our point? You know what I mean?
I'm just gonna write some thoughts down.
Oh, okay. Like, what is our point? We're trying to ask, like, okay, we know the purpose of this species and that species, and then we always look at ourselves and we're really hard on ourselves and we're always like, man, the Earth is we're just fucking everything up. But I mean, a fucking beaver fucks everything up too.
They do.
They
But-
fuck a lot of shit up, and especially if they're an invasive species.
Yeah.
They really, and that's what we are. We're the greatest invasive species on the planet.
For
We're
sure.
everywhere. We're on every single fucking continent. We've
We
been
should only
everywhere.
be in Africa.
We should
Where
only
there's
be.
fucking lions and shit, and we have sticks, fire.
Well, we should only be. Yeah, we should only be. Well, not only Africa. We should only be like in certain areas along the Fertile Crescent, which is
Yeah.
basically. But should we? Because I mean, we did evolve
Look
to
at
the
all
point.
this shit though, man.
Right.
Like, if we were to be completely naked, we wouldn't be surviving Michigan.
Oh no,
No
we
way.
die for sure.
Mhm.
This is not habitable
No.
without technology.
No. So we have these tools.
Well,
But-
they say that that's why that's a big reason why, by the point that humans or Homo sapiens moved across whatever the land bridge you want to call it or whatever, moved across
Bering Strait.
the Bering Strait, whatever, to the other side of the world. Why people like Native Americans started, you look at African American, or not African Americans, Africans, and they're very dark.
African Americans.
God, it's like fucking Bruno, dude. It's like fucking Bruno over here.
Yeah.
No, you look at Africans over here, and they're very
No,
dark.
that's rude to say.
It's very racist. African Americans.
So funny.
I love that movie. No, if you look at people from Africa, they're very dark skinned. And if you look at Native Americans, I don't know if this is correct, like, fucking I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but this is my understanding. It's that if you look at, like, as the Native Americans and then you go up, the Greenlands, whatever, and they are a little lighter and they get lighter and lighter it's because it took a lot, fucking millions of years for us to move, and we started to develop clothing to protect us from the sun.
You keep
And-
looking at him.
Who? The African. I'm so sorry. No, man. No, you know what I mean, though?
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? I don't
It's
know.
just,
I don't know if
it's
I'm
all
right.
about our environment that's forming, or creating us. Like,
Right. Well, what do you need
we're
to
adapting
survive?
to our environment.
What do you need to survive? Yeah.
Yeah. But you were talking about beaver dams and how they can fuck shit up,
Sure.
like with rivers and
Yeah.
lakes and stuff like that. And I think what separates us from beaver dams is how extreme we are. And when we make a dam, it's fucking concrete and it's 1,000 feet tall.
Right.
Not 1,000 feet, but they're huge.
Mm-hmm.
So this extreme change, everything in that environment doesn't have time to adapt to it.
Right.
So that's what kills it off, like invasive species.
Right.
They don't have time to adapt to it. So it's weird because there's this certain, like, if you want to say Goldilocks zone that you have to maintain of change for things to survive and, like, continuously adapt.
Just say that one more time.
So,
the
like, in
Goldilocks.
nature, in nature, we continuously have to change. Do you agree with me on that?
Completely.
To survive, everything needs to be changing at some sort of rate.
Do you think we're still changing, human beings?
Sure.
Yeah, technologically.
Look at us, dude.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
fucking 7 billion people right now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I agree.
Everything needs to be changing. We're eating everything else.
Okay.
We're dominating other parts of nature.
Mhm.
We're always changing to survive. Because everything's competitive.
You don't think that if we stopped changing as far as the 1960s, you don't think we would be doing so hot?
Yeah. But we were fucking polluted so much in the 60s.
Yeah.
We would have been dead years ago, maybe.
You think?
I don't know.
Yeah. Or
But
we've just
if
been
we-
on a really bad track.
If we lived the same lifestyle as the 60s,
Right.
we would totally be a different population.
Okay. Okay.
We'd
yeah.
be living in fucking dirt and I don't know, man.
Okay. Yeah.
But
I'm
you know what
following.
I'm saying?
Yeah, I follow you.
We have
Yeah.
to continuously keep changing to adapt to our environment
Mhm. Yeah, because the environment's changing as well.
because we're also manipulating it.
Right. But without us manipulating it, the environment will naturally change.
Yeah, because everything is trying to dominate each other
Okay.
to survive. You get what I'm saying?
I do. But
Yeah.
the environment will change regardless of
Yeah.
any if any species trying to dominate. Naturally, it's going to change.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, I follow.
And when we throw up dams and stuff like that, we break that rate of change, and it's, I don't want to say unnatural, but it's an extreme change. It's too much of a change for the environment to adapt to it. It can't handle it. So that's when things start dying, invasive species start dominating
Right.
and taking over, and they eat everything, and then they die because they don't have food. So that's when life just starts going to shit. Is when there's extreme changes like that.
Extreme, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's what's happening with climate change. Is that we're having extremes. We're having really hot weather. We're having really cold weather, and animals can't adapt to this massive amount of CO2, like greenhouse gases in the atmosphere.
Right.
It's because, like, there's life in the seas that can only survive between these certain temperatures, and during the day it's like a degree above what they can survive, so they're hiding all day and they don't get food or whatever, and then they can't adapt to this, like, change.
Right.
This extreme change.
Well, it's crazy how precious, like how yeah, like precious is the perfect word for it. Everything really is. Like it only takes, like you said, just a temperature change, like an overall
A degree.
change overall in the Earth's climate.
Especially in the oceans, man. Shit gets fucked up. I'm not a biologist, but I just heard simple studies.
Right.
Like, it can't. Certain fish can't handle just a degree change.
No, not overall.
Like coral, they have a lot of the coral reefs. They have these things called dinoflagellates, which they have a symbiotic relationship, which means they're like these little creatures that live in them and shit in them,
Yeah.
and the coral like absorbs their shit for nutrients. But also the little guys, they feed off the coral like sugar. The coral gives them sugar and stuff, so they share a relationship where they survive together.
Right.
And so they house these little dinoflagellates, and dinoflagellates give them nutrients by shitting. And so when the temperature goes up just a couple degrees, these dinoflagellates, they can't live in this temperature anymore, so they just get out of the coral and they go up north or south or wherever. And so all of this coral is left without anything for nutrients. So that's where coral bleaching comes in. So they have no nutrients, so they bleach themselves because they don't want to focus all their energy on that. And they're just trying to survive, and eventually they're going to die.
Okay.
Because of just this 1 degree temperature change.
Right. Well, what I always think about when it comes down to this, we're on the same page for sure. When it
Yeah.
comes to that, like, even like you say the extremes as far as weather patterns go. I think it was you who told me that it was you that told me that the biggest threat with global climate change is not the raising temperature and the ice caps, but it's actually the weather, the extreme weather that's going to come.
Yep.
And that's just because of more energy. There's more
exactly.
energy. It's all it is.
It's warmer temperature.
Warmer is more energy.
Warmer is more energy. You have more tornadoes.
There's more energy in the
hurricanes.
atmosphere.
That's where all storms come from.
Yeah, and that's what
When-
we have to worry about.
Like in the springtime, or no, the fall is when hurricanes come. It's because the ocean. Is that right? Hurricanes come when the oceans are the warmest. So
Fuck, I don't know, man.
I'm pretty sure it's fall time. But whenever the oceans are the warmest, that's when there's the most energy in them.
Yeah.
So like thunderstorms cluster together and they start forming a vortex and shit.
Yeah.
But all of this warm ocean water like fuels this hurricane. So the warmer the ocean, the more harsh the hurricanes are going to be. So there's more energy to pull from. So that's really what heat is. It's
Right.
just energy. So that's why things are going to be so much more harsh.
Have you seen those pictures of the? It's insane to see how big a hurricane is.
Yeah, man.
Dude, just
They're
watching
fucking
it,
massive.
it covers like an entire 2-3 states.
I know.
Holy fuck!
And that's just dropping loads of water.
It's like how many
All
foot
over.
walls of water is how many foot tall? It's like sometimes like 20 feet.
3,000.
Holy shit! I think it's like 20 feet tall. Though. I mean,
I don't
imagine
know,
a
man.
20-foot wall of water, fucking 50 miles long, just coming through your city.
This is gonna fuck shit up.
See ya. Like,
Be
holy
gone.
shit, man. I mean, New Orleans was completely fucked.
Yeah.
When it was a Katrina that hit.
They're below sea level too, so.
That's why they were fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on the same page with that. The only thing that like I keep coming back to, and I don't even know why I should even say it, because I'm more on the side totally of human beings need to stop.
Contrast, man.
I'm looking on the contrary. I always do it.
Yeah.
I always do it.
Devil's advocate.
I have to
man.
do it.
I'm telling you.
I'm just curious,
It's
like
you.
just maybe.
You gotta
just,
fucking find those little crevices.
I find that crevice. I'm like, maybe it works.
Yeah.
But like, what if like okay, so there's all these species. Okay, we always talk about how we're just part of the ecosystem. We're all part of it, and we're conscious of ourselves. Yet we don't even know if other species are conscious of themselves. There's no way to detect it. We just talked about that.
Mhm.
So why? So the fact that our consciousness has made us come to this conclusion that everything we make is synthetic. Everything we make is bad for the environment, which it is.
Mhm.
But we don't, and we do some conservational research and stuff like that with beaver dams, and we try to balance out the populations. Whatever. Listen, why are you laughing?
Beaver dams.
Beaver dams.
Talked about a lot of beaver dams.
Whatever, just whatever. Like, we do realize that, but what if like we're just here to fuck shit up, like Jim Rohn says? Like, what if there's no fucking hope? Like, this is our species. We're here.
That's literally what every form of life tries to do, though.
It's just trying to destroy
Just tries to fuck shit up as most as it can to reproduce.
whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
feel like that's what all life does, man. Viruses, bacteria.
Right.
It's just trying to eat each other. Fucking trying to survive, man.
I mean, honestly, like if I had to put money on what's gonna happen, what is in whatever millions of years in the future with human beings, if I had to put money on what Omega Point, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. If I had to put money on what is it called? What is gonna happen? What is going to happen in the future to human beings? I would say, or to the earth, I would say, eventually, everything's just going to fuck everything. Not like literally fuck.
Like sausage party.
Not like literally fuck
Sausage
everything.
party.
But like everything's going to
Everything's
fuck
fucking-
everything up. And it's, we are going to miserably, and this is super negative,
Yeah.
we are going to miserably fail.
Yeah.
And-
Everything.
No, okay. You're
All
like,
humans?
no, we're all dead. We're all gonna die.
Yeah.
Every
Oh.
human species, obviously, eventually we're gonna all die. But like,
Yeah.
I'm saying, the cause is us. If I had to put money on it, I'm gonna say there is no fucking way we are waiting out the time clock on the fucking sun.
No.
There's no fucking way.
No.
We are goners, man.
Yeah.
We're gone.
It's
There's
like a pond of invasive species of some fish.
there's been five mass extinctions right now, with life that doesn't.
I think we're the fifth.
No,
We're
we're the sixth.
We're the sixth?
We're the sixth.
Okay.
There's been five.
Okay.
Yeah, there's been five mass extinctions. That's a
Extinction.
weird one. And I mean, those species like the fucking dinosaurs. I mean, there's been different eras, you know, but what are you looking at?
I only listen to one boss.
Yeah, but anyways, there's been so many different things that it's.
Come on, dude.
You know what I'm gonna say. You already know what I mean.
Yeah. See you.
I just don't think that. I think that all these other species that has created mass extinctions has definitely not had the power that we have as humans.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But what if we go the other way? So, contrast to that, the devil's advocate, omega point. So
Okay.
how our body, the only reason we're surviving is that everything accepts each other. All of our singular functions are working together.
Right.
We're not trying to dominate each other. Because that's
Mhm.
how nature is doing. Like viruses, they try and take you over. They try and dominate you to survive.
Right.
But in our body, all of our functions and all of our cells and stuff are harmoniously communicating together in a positive way.
Harmoniously, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're not trying to fight each other and eat each other and stuff like that. So what if eventually that's what our entire universe becomes?
It's just a harmonious.
Combustion of components.
The universe, perhaps, but for us to be so like think that we're so significant to think that we're going to partake in that moment.
But I mean, we're not really, because the Earth, if you picture the entire Earth as this single system, we don't behave as we should,
Right.
We take way more than what we should.
Right.
We don't play harmoniously.
Sure.
So maybe this isn't the right system, like Earth. Do you get what I'm saying?
No.
If there was to ever have an omega points, like let's say that there was an omega point where the entire universe played together harmoniously. You like lighting those things, don't you?
Fucking love it.
Whenever you light those things, I feel like we're smoking cigars or something in here.
The way I light it.
Yeah, and just all the smoke around and shit.
I mean, I burn these things all day. I'm really big on smells, man. I really like having good smells.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree.
I got a really weird nose that way.
I like super strong smells.
I like
just fucking punch you in the brain.
Dude, I swear to God, man, my favorite smell on the face of the earth is chlorine. I swear to God, dude. I go into a pool and I'm like,
more than anything.
This is heaven. I don't know about more than anything. Like, I would do so much for my room to just smell like a fucking pool.
Why don't you have a pool in here?
Like, I don't know, maybe, but at the same time, it would wear off. You know how like when you go into someone's house and you're like, this has a really distinct smell.
Schluter's house?
Or anybody's house, man.
Yeah.
And their clothes, they come over and you're like, you smell just like your fucking house, man.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't like that smell.
Yeah.
And then after you go to their house for like, or you go to hang out with them, you go to their house for like 3 days.
You don't even
You're
notice it anymore.
You don't smell it anymore. I feel like if I spent so much time in a pool or smelling chlorine, I would no longer notice it.
You gotta come up
So
with
you
some new smells, man.
You have to
keep
come
it fresh.
Yeah.
Just like meditating.
For sure. Oh my God. You see, you're making it fit though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Seriously, everything fucking connects, dude. It's weird.
It's freaky
It's
weird.
really
man.
weird, man. And that's what I want to do with computer science, is just connect things. That's
Right.
all I want to do. pretty much you're a coordinator. You're taking Facebook, just takes people and puts them together, just coordinating.
Well, I think like the only direction innovation is moving in is just the ability to connect more.
Yeah.
That's all it is doing.
Omega Point, man.
Omega Point.
We're fucking
Who
connecting more.
came up with Omega Point? Do you know who that was? I mean, I know I've heard it on the Duncan Trussell Family Hour, but or it was
Oh,
the Joe
man.
Rogan Experience or whatever. But
You know, remember a long time ago I was talking about quantum mechanics and the model of the shit, man. It's been a while.
quantum mechanics, the model.
Yeah, there's the two slit
oh
model.
yeah.
Remember that?
You're
And
talking about particle wave, the wave particle
The
duality.
pilot wave theory.
Is where they shoot out a photon, right?
Mhm.
And it showed that it travels as a particle in a wave, correct? It was it was in like a brief history of time. It was in a lot of shit.
Yeah.
They were trying to quantum physics, quantum mechanics,
Yeah, yeah.
drawing
So
it
that-
up.
Yeah. So like, there was this area where they're shooting photons from. Remember I was talking about what if the actual photon was sitting on the wave and like propelling itself through space?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that pilot wave video I showed you?
Yeah, but fucking man.
Yeah.
It went. I remember we were in the car.
Were we?
I think we were in the car. You showed it.
I showed you it here in the basement before.
Okay.
A second time.
Recently? I don't know, man. I just
don't know.
remember there was a video you showed me one time, and I was like,
It was in the car.
I was like, I don't fucking get it. I was like, what the fuck is this, man?
Sometimes they make it more complicated than it should be.
Yeah.
But basically, if I can, you're not gonna be able to see this on camera, but like, here's your atom right here. Let's say it's right here, and they shoot it, and what they think is gonna happen is that this thing is going, and this is the pilot wave theory, and the whole time, it's like riding on a wave, like this, and it's creating ripples.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's going, it hits right here. It's created so many ripples that these ripples are eventually gonna hit over here at the same time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That was. Yeah.
So this thing goes through here, and it gets interference with this other, because there's gonna be waves coming from here now, since they eventually got through there. And so these waves are gonna
Interfere.
interfere with this one, and it's gonna go some random direction. It's gonna end up there, just because of where it came from and the waves and shit. So that's the pilot wave theory. What the, I don't fucking remember what it's called. The other one is that there's this wave, and that in a separate dimension, there's this other particle that is going through this as well, and they're both creating waves, and that's how they're interfering with each other, is that this particle in another dimension is interfering with this, and it's making it show up in one spot, and as soon as you observe it in our universe, it ends up there.
So you're basically explaining these two are the exact same examples.
Yeah.
This is what they think is the cause. This is what they think is the cause.
Two different theories. No
Okay.
one knows who it is. A particle is here, it ends up here. See that?
Yeah.
We don't know how it gets there. And
One person says it's the waves going through the two slits, interfering eventually.
Mhm.
This one says it's another dimension.
Yes.
Okay.
There's multiverse theory. And
That is the multiverse theory?
pretty much, yeah. And what I was thinking is that this was the right solution right there. Because it makes sense. It would be so much more simple if it was just riding on a wave. But going back to our contrast of things, why is it that there's only one universe?
Right.
Why isn't there just multiple universes working together? Which goes back to our thing of like our one function. Like our one function of the universe is just to be a universe. But what if there's separate universes that make up an even bigger universe?
Right.
So each of these universes have their own function, but they're also relating to ours.
Well, what's weird is like that just comes down. What I just instantly think of when I think of that is it's just existence. I just think of what is what. You know what I mean? Like why? What? This is weird. This is just stupid. It's pointless to talk about.
Forgot who or what, when, where, and why.
Right. Anyways, like no, but like you think about it, like, is there a multiverse? Is there multiple universes? If you're talking about the contrast, and there's a contrast in the world, if you're saying it's universal, then is it gonna stop? Is it gonna stop anywhere? Like, does it just keep going? And like,
without one, there has to be multiple.
well, even if there's two, then what? Even if there's three, then what? Like, when does it stop? If I mean,
It has to be infinite.
let's. What if it stopped at like 47? It's like,
42.
what if it stopped at that? It's like, what the fuck? There's only 47 universes.
Dude,
Why?
Everything would be wrong. Everything.
It just wouldn't make sense.
We would have to compensate for 47 in all of our equations. I don't know.
I don't know what you mean, but like, you know what I mean by that? Like, if, like, there is.
But if there's 47 of something, then there's that wall. There has to be something on the outside of that wall.
There has to be.
There has to be.
There's no such thing as nothing.
Yeah.
Is there?
No.
Are you sure?
Without nothing. The only reason nothing exists is
It's
because there's something.
Correct.
Yeah.
If that contrast thing is true. If your fucking human brain is fucking it. If that's all there is to it.
That's all there is.
You know what I mean? Like if humans like
Dude, we've got it all figured out.
got it. Fucking contrast.
Yeah.
It's wild, man. That's the multiverse theory then.
Yeah.
See, I always thought of the that's it? See, I always thought of the multiverse theory as basically just multiple universes.
That's what it is.
But you're talking about different dimensions in that one.
A dimension is a different universe, basically.
I guess.
You can use it in the same context.
See, okay, if let's say that there was 47 universes, like we said. If there was nothing anymore, I would think it was just there's got to be an infinity somewhere.
Oh,
You know,
great.
it's got to be dimensional then. If it's not going to be linear, like we're saying, like, you know how they say like,
Nothing's linear, man.
but you know how they say like, you know how they say the Big Bang happened 13.8 billion years ago. They say they know that because we can only see 13.8 billion light years away, and there hasn't been enough time in the universe for that light to get here. So basically, in 14 billion or 15 billion years, will they be saying that the Big Bang happened 15 billion years ago?
I don't know.
Oh, they will. They
Yeah.
will. Yeah, because it's been that many years.
Who knows? Because our universe is expanding right now.
Right.
They don't know if it's going to keep expanding or if it's going to eventually contract back into a singularity. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
So that kind of goes along the lines of that. If it's going to continuously keep expanding, then that singularity when the universe started is going to keep increasing. But as soon as that certain point when it starts contracting, that's how old the universe could be.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
Because
for
then
sure.
time's going to reverse and shit's going to start going
So they're
back.
saying you're saying the point that if it does contract eventually, it stops and it starts coming in. Okay, wherever it stopped, that's how old the universe is.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's weird.
It is weird. No, because I'm thinking of it set up. Okay, so like there's a point in space. Big Bang happens. It's basically just rapid expansion. It's not even a bang. It starts expanding, and light travels at a finite speed. So it makes it.
They don't actually believe that anymore.
Oh no, they don't
There's
have it.
things that travel faster than the speed of
All right, well fuck that.
light.
Fuck that.
Like entire universes,
Really?
or not universes, galaxies.
That travel faster?
Like clusters of stars that are expanding faster than the speed of light.
Where? Where'd you hear that?
On the internet, Twitter.
Twitter?
No, I'm just kidding.
Where'd you hear that shit? Oh, some kid tweeted it.
I don't, honestly, I can't
At like
recall,
4 in the morning.
So don't hold me to it.
See, my understanding was that there wasn't anything in the universe that we knew of that traveled faster than the speed of light.
Yeah, that's what I thought forever.
I thought that until just a
I'm
second.
just saying, giant like masses of stars in space travel faster, expand faster than the speed of light.
See, if they're traveling faster than the speed of light, how can we ever see them? We couldn't observe them.
I don't
Yeah, you know what I mean?
fucking know. Yeah.
Like they're light themselves. If they're traveling faster than their existence.
We observe everything by light coming in from.
Yeah, how would we
space.
even know that? That's weird. Maybe that kid is just full of shit.
Or they're like, it's like going horizontal to Earth. Like the direction that it's going. I don't know.
No, that's wild.
You
Man.
can't go horizontal in space.
There is no such thing. Horizontal to Earth.
Unless if two planes are constant.
Geocentric.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
In three
yeah.
space, if two planes are constant, then it would be horizontal.
Yeah, to
In a
that
way.
perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the Earth's rotating all the time.
Dude, the first time I started thinking about stuff like that was just like there's no going back.
No.
There's no going back. The second you realize that how infinitely small we are and how big everything is, the second you realize that, like, you're just, whether you like it or not, you're in. You're fucked if you don't like it, because you're gonna be haunted by this forever. Yeah, if you're religious or if you're just scared. Remember when I was young, like, space just scared the shit out of me. Like, I remember sitting on the dock out at our cottage and like, and I was looking up and like,
What the
I was like,
fuck
holy
is that?
fuck. And then you like look in the water, it's nighttime, the water's like a mirror, and you look at it and it's everywhere. It's like, where the fuck do I go? Just scared the living shit out of me. But like, when you learn more about something, it just kind of takes that fear away. You just realize, like, it like feels
more
like
peaceful.
it's like a beauty to it. The fact that, like, when I think of like things not mattering, like when you realize like how small everyone is, I've probably said this so many times, but you realize how small we are as humans, then you start to think like, what actually truly matters? Like there's really nothing. There really is nothing like that we can comprehend that actually matters.
Dude, why not spend $1,000 on Smart House Shake Pepper tickets?
Right. No, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
No,
Why not do that? Why not go climb Everest? You know, why not fucking, you know, do whatever.
Suicide.
Why not commit suicide? That's where did I hear that? I heard that Alan Watts said that shit, man. He said that he was referring to another philosopher, said the only true philosophical question.
That's why they commit suicide.
Yeah, you were with me.
I remember you saying that.
You were with me.
Listening to it?
Yeah, I think so. I thought about that more and more, and I was like,
It still sticks with you, doesn't
that's true. That's really true. Because
it? Louis C.K., man.
Louis C.K. But like really, if you think about it, like 50% of that answer, like 50% of it basically says that
You
how did
didn't
I-
commit suicide today?
No, like really, like it's just, I don't know how to put it. 50% of that answer basically disregards the other answer, in a way. So like, if you decide not to commit suicide, it's like, well, you're 50% right, but fuck, I don't know how to explain it. Basically, 50%
Were you
of,
looking at, like, contrast?
kind of looking at contrast. I'm just saying that like nothing matters. If you commit suicide, then basically it disregards everything else. Do you know what I mean or no? It's just,
Say it again.
I had it so figured out.
Dude,
I was
sometimes, literally, English language, like,
I had it
it's
so
so well formed in your head.
I believed that philosophy I believed that philosophy a long time ago. That is the big question. Like, why live? Why? What are we doing? Like, dude, I get up in the morning, sometimes I feel like shit. Sometimes I feel like shit, man. I'm scared of shit. Oh, I'm scared. It's a terrible emotion.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and guess what? Like, I'm gonna go through all this shit, not know what's gonna happen, and my life could be miserable. I could do nothing. And then in like 60 years just die. And that's it. And I could have been dead so much longer ago and just spared all that. Why do we keep going? Like, if you're suicidal, like, that's what you think of all day. Like, that doesn't bother me. Like, I'm not gonna, that is ridiculous. Like, I'm gonna take the chance and like try to make everything cool. I'm not gonna just waste it.
But why?
But why do I want to do
Because
that?
you know things are gonna get better.
Are they? Maybe not. Let's be real. Like, there's a lot of people who have shitty fucking lives.
It depends how you look at it, man.
This depends on how you live your life.
Fucking, I just read an article of this psychologist that lived through a concentration camp,
Mm-hmm.
and the people that died were the negative ones. The ones that lived had this mentality that, oh, our life isn't so bad, that we're working and we have food,
Right.
and that's how they looked at things, man.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, and
An optimistic Jew during the Holocaust.
and he's living not to
They
this
had
day,
it bad too.
but he lived
Oh,
out of the
fuck.
concentration camp. Like, he wasn't gonna let them, because as soon as you break down and let them like beat you and stuff, you lose your freedom of will.
Right.
And they maintained that freedom of will just by free thinking and positive thinking. They weren't gonna let them push them into this negative hole,
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
So he just kept maintaining this, and him and some of his friends, I don't know how many of them, but they survived the concentration camp.
That's insane.
Yeah, just by
Just
their
thinking.
thought process. That's all that separated them from other people.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a terrible time too. That's like
Just starting a new subject.
no, because well, you were talking about those people in the concentration camps. We had a cutaway. It ran out of battery.
Yeah.
But
Positive energy and shit.
yeah, that's weird because like you remember that documentary, The Law was The Secret. It
The
was called.
secret.
But there was the law of attraction in that, and it basically said that your thoughts shape your reality. Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever, you know, that these positive thoughts, these positive visions or visualizations or whatever, were creating these people's future, their reality, whatever they had. And you know, you think about it, like that's just too good to be true. A lot of times, like I remember when I first heard about it, like I was like trying it out in a way. Like when I first watched that, I was like thinking, I'm like, this shit doesn't fucking work. I don't think it works to the extent that the documentary says. They, you know, they focus on materialism and stuff, but like you say, like in the concentration camps, it certainly has a toll.
Sure.
Certainly. You look at like people, older people who live a long time, and you look at their lifestyle, and they're constantly doing new things. They're constantly learning. They're constantly pushing themselves. They're not standing still. I feel like, in a way, your body, if you're constantly having new projects,
Constantly changing.
you're constantly changing. If you have new projects, new things that you're trying to do, your body is going to be like, well, I have to stay alive to get this finished. I have to stay alive in order to do this. Whereas if you're old, you retire, and you don't do anything, a lot of times people get really sick and they die fairly soon after their retirement.
Mm-hmm.
There was a thing on the news like a day ago that I saw upstairs, and there was this guy who was like in his 80s, and he was like a bodybuilder. He was like in competitions,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, yeah, you know,
Oh,
well,
yeah, I saw that.
remember? Yeah, he's like, you know, my grandfather and my father, you know, they died
Set like a bunch of world records, right?
Yeah. He said that his grandfather and his father died like 10 years into their retirement because they didn't do anything. And he's like, I have to keep doing stuff, and I want to live long. And I think that's a big, I think that connects to the law of attraction and positive thinking.
So weird.
It's really weird how our mind has such an effect on whatever it is.
How our mind could even just give up. And, like, just say, I'm done.
Yeah, like how just,
How does
how
that happen?
how giving in your mind shuts down everything. It shuts down everything that has been going non-stop for 80 plus years.
And it's just like, nope, just not gonna do it anymore.
That's crazy.
That is crazy, just by your thought process.
Like I feel like, you know,
That's
like
amazing, man.
I think there's a lot of problem with our grandma.
Mm-hmm.
I think that
Sure.
I think that she was like waiting. She's been waiting. She was waiting to die for so long. She was afraid of death. I think being afraid of death makes it come quicker. You know what I mean? Depends, you know. I mean, there's a healthy fear there. But I mean, if you're just sitting around scared all day, of this thing that's gonna happen where eventually it's gonna happen. Like, you're gonna die. And honestly, like, if you don't get caught up on all the religions and what happens after you die, if you realize it's really not that scary. It's not that scary. Do you remember what it was like before you were born? No. That wasn't scary either, because you didn't exist yet. After you die, you probably, I mean, you never know, but you probably don't even exist.
Mm-hmm.
You're just gone. That's not even that scary. It sucks. It sucks if you really love life, but that's it. That's all there is to it.
Did you hear that from Alan Moss? Did I show you anything like that?
No.
He says that exactly.
Really?
About death, that it's just like before you're born.
Oh, he might say, I might have heard that from you.
Mm.
I might have heard you say that to me.
I don't know, I haven't explained a lot of things to you, so
Yeah, maybe not.
maybe this is something you came up with.
Yeah.
But, a good way that Alan Watts puts, like, insecurities in life is that, imagine when you're born, you're thrown off a cliff and you're just falling.
When you're born?
Yeah.
Okay.
So your life, you're falling through space and you're gonna hit ground and die.
Yeah.
That's basically what life is. And while you're falling through the air, you have this rock next to you. And you decide to cling on to this rock and hope for dear life that you're gonna survive, but you know inevitably you're gonna die.
Yeah.
But what you have to do is come peace that you're going to die and let go of that rock. Just accept it.
Yeah.
But some people grasp onto this rock that they're flying through into the air, and they're gonna die eventually too. But they're just hoping for dear life that they're gonna survive.
Yeah. Well, in a way, that's
how he puts life, which is it's just a great metaphor.
and those people that you're saying are a lot of people that are grabbing onto the rock.
They're afraid of death.
Those people are the people, because everyone knows, unless you're just nuts, everyone knows that you die in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows that. They're not praying for that. They're not hoping for that. But there's a lot of, those are the people that you're describing that are holding onto that rock are the people that are believing in an afterlife. People that are just praying for that. You know, they're just convincing themselves. And
There's something better.
yeah, and you know, man, like when I first started like thinking about these things, like I came to the conclusion that all that was bullshit and that all that was just ridiculous. But like I still think it's ridiculous. I still think it's fucking unbelievable, so unlikely that it's almost not even worth talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think there's any data or anything that shows us that there is going to be anything. But I'm not, as I've started to like think more about it and like learn more things, I'm not like as quick to mock the people that do believe that. I'm not as quick to just say, you know, religion is for stupid people, because it's there's a
They
lot
might
of
have not been grown up the same way.
exactly, like it comes back to that. Like, I mean, could you imagine like we grew up.
I wasn't in a religious household at all.
No, neither was I. My dad always took me to the museums and stuff, and he raised me on evolution.
It's so important, man.
It's important.
So important.
Could you imagine though if someone tried to tell you, it's the same thing, if someone tried to tell you that everything your parents taught you, everything you learned
It's wrong.
is wrong, and for you to just accept that, that's weird. That's
It's so hard to grasp, man.
it's yeah.
That's why I think it's so important about intelligence. It's like the basis of being an intelligent person is just to be open-minded
Yeah.
and use the scientific method,
Mhm.
whatever you want. It's just be as open-minded as you can. That's really the most important thing.
I think if you're open, yeah, and as far as religion goes, I think if you're open-minded,
You'll see science and you'll see the facts.
you'll see the facts. You'll definitely see that, you know, what blows absolutely my mind off is when I studied
Blows you
history.
off.
Just fucking insane. Studying history, man. There's a lot of historians that are religious. And if they're not, there's a lot of kids that study history gonna take this class that are religious.
You see all the fucking terrible outcomes.
Not only that, you see all the different civilizations that all believed different things.
Just because of where they were?
Just because of where they were. Yep.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck?
Of course. Can't you just
It's
connect
so
it right?
ridiculous.
Can't you connect right now and say, okay, the point of me studying history is to now learn everything from the past and apply it to right now and apply it to your critical thinking for the future. And, okay, I live in America. Let's say you're a Christian and you live in America. You go, oh, well, the only reason I'm a Christian is because I was born in America. So how much do I really want to actually trust
People around me.
what they're saying about this? How much do I want to trust what they say about the universe, what they say about life and death?
Why are they the right ones?
Yeah.
Why not people from New Guinea who've been hunter-gathering?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
So I'm more quick to pull the trigger to say all of them are probably wrong. And I'm just going to say that I don't know. That's the only thing I want to say. I don't want to call myself an atheist.
Don't even have a label, man.
Don't even have, I mean, the label is like agnostic. A lot of
Yeah.
people say that. This is basically saying that you don't belong to anything.
Mhm.
I like that.
I
There's
like that a lot, too.
there's a lot of scientists that describe themselves as
Tyson.
Tyson does, yeah. He actually said that he had trouble on his Wikipedia page when he found out, you know how you can go on Wikipedia and change it?
Yeah.
He said that people wrote he was an atheist on there. So he went in there on himself and changed it to he was agnostic. He went back like a week later and it was changed back to atheist. And he's like, what the fuck?
People changing his life story.
Yeah, they're like, this is me. I'm changing it. I'm an agnostic, fucks.
Mhm.
So he needs to write that down in a book so people will be like, oh, he's an agnostic.
Mhm.
But, no, I'm definitely...
That's the cool thing about computer science. Dude, everyone in the field is so liberal. You know how there's like patents and stuff on ideas and stuff like that? That doesn't exist in the computer science world.
Right.
Like, for you to be a well-documented computer scientist, what they do is look at your past projects. And the way they look at that is that you literally post it on a website, and you can go line by line and see all of the code that you've written. It's completely open source.
Yeah.
So anyone can literally just copy codes of your line and apply it to their own project, and that's ethical.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're allowed to do that. You don't have to pay money or anything like that.
That basically, like, yeah, in a way that cuts all the strategy of, like, competitive and it
It's
just,
gone.
it's basically just sheer willpower saying, do I want to take this to the next level and do it?
Mhm.
And then the people who decide that are the ones that are going to be at the show.
Yep.
They're the people who are going to be presenting their information.
Mhm.
The people who are willing to take that information there that is all available to everybody ever, and they're going to use it.
And
That's all it takes.
It just betters everyone as a whole. Like, maybe not you individually, you won't make as much money,
Right.
but humanity as a whole, the earth as a whole,
Right.
is more environmental in ways that, like, just being open source is the way to go.
Well, that's Elon Musk, man.
That's Elon Musk, dude. He doesn't patent anything.
Nothing.
He doesn't patent anything. That's amazing.
That's amazing and he's a businessman.
Yeah.
He's I think he's like the 8th or 9th wealthiest man on the planet.
Is he really?
Something like that, yeah.
He's fucking brilliant, man.
I really like that guy.
Mhm.
The Gigafactory. And the fact that the reason he's not patenting his ideas is because he realizes what he's doing and how important it is. How important it is to go towards sustainable energy and whatnot. What we got here?
I don't know. But if, like, everyone follows his ways, then the world's just gonna be better, and it's also gonna benefit him.
Right.
Eventually,
Eventually.
it's gonna benefit him, just because everyone accepts his practices and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's gonna be using that, and it's gonna come back to him.
Well, it's easy, and it's easy for a guy like him, because, I mean, he doesn't need any more money. He's good. He's
Set.
so set.
Yeah. Nothing matters. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
He could stop right now and just lay down. For the rest of his life, he is good.
Yeah.
So all the work that guy does is completely selfless, in a way.
That's how everyone should be, man.
They should act like they're already set. Everyone should act like, okay, I'm good. Everything I'm going to do is just because it's the right thing to do. Everything I'm going to do is because it's going to help people, it's going to benefit the world, it's going to benefit the environment. And he, without a doubt, has all these things attached to him. People will pick at him and be like, it's easy for you to say that, you have this, but he did work for his money. I mean, I'm not one of those people who, like, is mad at people for being rich.
No.
Like, I mean, I like Bill Gates. You know, I like Bill Gates. I like
He made
Steve
the world
Jobs.
a better place.
Without a doubt. And with Elon Musk, he's using that, I guess, necessity, you can call it, of just being completely set. And he's taking advantage of it, and he's also brilliant. You might want to use this one. This one's got more ink in it. He's absolutely brilliant to just completely just use his brain to better the world as long as he can. And he wants a gigafactory in every single country.
That's a vision right there. Change the world.
That's amazing. I want Tesla, SpaceX.
Boring Company. Told you about
Boring.
that.
Is that him too?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's also PayPal. I think he's.
Is he PayPal?
He's PayPal. Yeah, he helped with PayPal.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. Yeah, he's amazing. And dude, here's the crazy thing. Here's what I don't get. And this is political. I don't want to get too political, but Elon Musk is on the. He works in the. What's it called?
With Trump.
He works with Trump.
In the. I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? I read it on his Wikipedia. I don't know.
He's part of the.
Business. Fuck, I don't know.
Trump refers to him for information.
Yeah, basically.
Something.
Which doesn't make sense to me in a way, because Donald Trump is really capitalizing on coal and stuff like that, and he doesn't really
Short term.
he doesn't give a fuck about the environment as far as the things he's doing. He's not acknowledging anything. He basically says he doesn't believe climate change is man-made. And Elon Musk is basically saying it's absolutely man-made, and but in a way, I feel like Trump knows it's man-made, and he's like, well, eventually, I'm gonna want this guy on my side.
Yeah.
This guy is gonna be
He's
BP
a
oil.
smart
This
guy,
guy's
man.
gonna be big oil.
He's a smart guy, Trump. He's not a fucking retard.
No, he's not stupid.
To be in his position, you have to be a smart guy. You have to be able. He's a good manipulator of people.
Yeah, I just don't agree with his morals.
Yeah. His morals are fucked.
Whatever.
What drives Elon Musk, and what I want to talk about next, is that he's very passionate, and he just loves Earth. He loves humanity,
Yeah.
species, and a biodiverse world.
Right.
And that is one of the reasons why I would want to have a monogamous relationship.
I just saw you write that down. I'm like,
Yeah.
how's he gonna connect this shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you have a monogamous relationship, it's like you're putting everything out there. It's all trust, and you learn to become selfless.
Yeah.
You learn to give back, and give everything just for some certain person. And you can apply that to everything. You can apply it to, I will give everything to benefit humanity as a whole, or just all life in general.
Right.
Just to be completely selfless. And that's what a monogamous relationship can give you.
Yeah, it's a commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You learn to be selfless.
It's completely selfless. Yeah. I mean, if you want to, the monogamy term is basically used when you're talking about like a relationship with people, and that definitely applies with being selfless and being committed and all that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really, wow, that's a great point that you're making with Elon Musk and the planet, is that's his relationship with the planet.
Just has a great passion of love, man.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of work that guy puts in. I read from the get-go, he was really just, he came in with just a big, open, broad picture. They said I think it was his brother who said that he read like a book every
day?
a book a day or every couple.
Someone said that.
2 books a day, I think it said.
It's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
The amount of work you have to put in for
So
that.
basically, like, if you're like an avid reader who reads a book a month, which is also a commitment. Like, I barely read a book a month.
I haven't read a book in I don't know how long. I read like 2 books this whole semester. That's it.
It's hard. Reading's a commitment thing. This guy outreads you times 60.
Plus, he owns billion-dollar companies.
Well, this was
He's the CEO.
this was before he was huge.
Oh.
But this is what made him huge. Is he had this really broad perspective. He read books on business, on science, on the environment, on entrepreneurs. He read autobiographies and biographies, all this shit. He's really well rounded. But he said he's a workaholic too, which is good and bad. I mean, he works a ton. You know how busy that guy is? Oh my god. Fucking insane, dude. I don't.
Whole other life.
It takes he's a different kind of person. I don't think anyone can do that.
No. He specializes, and he's also a big picture.
He wants to go to Mars too.
Specializes like in everything.
Yeah.
He's like an expert in almost every field.
Yeah. The business world, the scientific world, the technological world.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it comes down to: business, technology, and natural science.
Yeah, if you want to take a huge picture of everything.
I guess, yeah, natural science and then the humanities. You're missing that too.
Yeah,
The humanities are
ethics
big.
and stuff.
I wonder where he stands on like the arts. You know, where he is, like what kind of fucking art does he like? Films and music. If
I'm
he's
sure he dabbles in that too. Which is like, my advisor, like all through college, that really cool one,
Yeah.
that guided me through everything. He plays guitar. I went and saw him, dude. He was in a play.
Yeah.
He's like a big actor up in the
Is this
UP.
the old guy?
Yeah, older guy. His name's Sarkla.
The older is this? No, it's not Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah.
Oh, it
it's
is.
Jabba the Hutt.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very well rounded.
Yeah.
Like, he knows everything technological, down to fucking moving bits around and assembly language. Like, what he did is that right now he's writing his own computer science language that applies to every single language. So in this single image, whatever you want to call it, he can write code that can apply to every other language that people use
Right.
today in computer science.
Holy shit. Could you
Like,
imagine?
super big picture.
Holy shit. Think
Like-
about a language being made like that. Actual language, like
You know what's a really good movie? Arrival. Have you seen that?
no.
It's really cool. It's this lady. She's a linguist, and you know these aliens come. They're trying to communicate with them, and the way that they speak is that they speak in like cycles. So there's no beginning or end of a sentence. It's literally just a single emotion that they portray to you,
Yeah.
and it's like continuous, and it's really cool, man. Like, they send you symbols, and it's literally just a big circle with like weird things around it. But anyways, she's able to perceive time and stuff, because time really is like a cycle of things,
Yeah.
and it's not linear. And we just think it's linear because we're in this small little part of the circle. So like, if there's this big circle, here's us in it right here, and this is our life, and it seems linear just because we're moving on this small portion of this giant circle,
Right.
and things seem linear, which it really isn't.
Right. That's wild.
It's a really good movie, man.
What's it called? Arrival?
Yeah, it just came out this year.
Was it in the Academy?
I think it was going for Best Picture. I don't know.
Did you
It was up there.
did you ever watch what's the one that won Best Picture? Spotlight? Moonlight?
Moonlight.
Moonlight. Spotlight won Best Picture last year.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Moonlight. That was about like some black guys in, where were they?
They were in LA. They were in
LA.
yeah. In California.
Oh yeah.
Compton or LA or yeah.
Mhm.
And the one guy was gay.
Mhm.
Yeah. That See, you know, I didn't think it won Best Picture. I think right now, humans, like we've said a lot, humans are extremists, and we're really like obsessed with breaking down all these things like homosexuality and deportation and things like that. These big liberal problems that a lot of liberals like, and as far as like the Academy goes, they're pretty liberal. So a lot of the filmmakers are making movies about these issues, you know, with like, you know, like transgender is a big thing now. So I wasn't like super impressed to see a movie that's just about. I mean, I guess I was impressed to see like, you know, African Americans are super masculine. Like, you know, you listen to rap music. I mean, it's just super hardcore.
Charles Mingus, dude, his music is really aggressive.
It's really aggressive.
He was fucking beat people up, dude, for putting his band and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very, very masculine.
African American culture is super masculine. When you listen to like rap nowadays, you know, you listen to, or like, you know, like older rap artists, Ludacris and shit like that. It's like, holy shit, these guys are fucking.
They're fucking alphas.
Yeah, alphas. Yeah.
Yeah.
And without a doubt, if homosexuality is something that occurs in nature, there's homosexuals definitely.
From every race.
With every race. I mean, if race isn't really a thing, but you know what I mean. Like, that was I guess it was a cool subject to go into, and we haven't seen it done. But I don't know. I wasn't super impressed with the movie itself.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Something I wrote down earlier, we were talking about simplicity, but how simple like humans actually are. And this is something, going back to Alan Watts, he's talking about, there's so much good material I gotta show you with him.
Alan Watts?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's insane.
But he's showing like how simple humans are, and just by picturing nature, with like geometry and stuff like that. Like, if we were to picture a mountain, we would just picture a giant triangle, like on a map.
Right.
That's a mountain. But a mountain is way more complex than just a triangle. It's got different faces, it's got different climates on the mountain, like up in the higher atmospheres, it could be all snow.
Right.
And farther down the mountain, it could be an entire different ecosystem and stuff like that. And for us to make sense to us, like, for communicating with each other, we just literally just say, oh, that's a mountain, that's just a big fucking triangle. And how simple we can make nature, and that's really not how it is. Like, I can't just tell you, oh, this is a mountain, and you can't just picture all the different aspects of it.
Of a mountain in
of
one.
all the single little components.
Right.
That are communicating together to make this big picture of a mountain.
Right.
We just picture it as a triangle.
I picture a mountain, yeah. I picture that top point, you know, like on Paramount Pictures, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally just a single point. That's not really what it is. It's way, way, way more complex.
Sure.
Than it. And we just break things down and we make it super simple, which makes you think that our minds really are very, very simple. That
Yeah.
we can't comprehend giant things like that in an instant.
Yeah. We just go to the simplest form.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Like, why do we go to that?
Well, I think we
Why
want
is
like
that every time?
I think humans generally have a thirst for simple answers, yes or no's, or just like one answer. That's why like that. I think that's why like in intellectuality, we always define the smartest people as mathematicians, because you know there is yes or no's in math, and like without a doubt, like I think that math, like the smartest mathematicians in the world. I don't know what's going on with this. The smartest mathematicians in the world are definitely freaks of nature, like, you know, Isaac Newton, who comes up with calculus, like, that's insane. But, you know, you think of someone who's really smart, you know, you say someone in high school, you're like, yeah, he's super smart, and he was in advanced placement, calculus, you know, in 10th grade, yeah. Okay, yeah, he was really smart at math, because we value that. But you never hear someone ever say, yeah, that guy's really good at analyzing. That guy's really good at thinking in different ways. That guy's brilliant when it comes to humans' interactions or whatever. I think we just want simple answers. I notice like that when I'm, like, because I like really got into astronomy, like when I first started getting into stuff like 3 years ago, and I got really into astronomy, and I got a telescope, and I read a lot of books, and I watched a lot of documentaries, and now a lot of people who don't know a lot about astronomy always ask me questions about it. I don't fucking know.
You think you're an expert?
You think I'm an expert? Like, they'll be like, why? I don't know. They'll just ask me these questions, and it's like, I don't fucking know the answer to that. I guarantee you, there isn't an answer to that. Like, there's a bunch of possibilities.
People just expect answers.
They just expect, like, oh, this is why.
Yeah.
And it drives them nuts. Like, I'll be like, well, we don't really know that because of the way light travels, and we don't have enough time in the universe.
Like, wait, no one understands that?
We don't know?
We don't know.
There's only, it could be, multiverse theory is only maybe right? What is that? Quantum mechanics and relativity are not, they can't both be right?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
It really drives people nuts because I think that, like, if you get used to the fact of uncertainty, if you get used to, like, just accepting there's just things we don't know right now, then you'll be more comfortable in your own skin. Because that's the way things are.
Yeah, you just gotta deal with it, man.
Just deal with the uncertainty. I mean, it comes down to the religion thing that we were talking about, is that
Easy way out or not?
no, yeah, the people who are on the side with doubt, saying, I doubt any of these prophets or any of these people, whether they were brilliant or not with their philosophies, knew what happened after you die, knew what the purpose of life was. It drives people nuts. Like, oh my God, well, everyone's always looking for that one guy. That's another thing with religion. We're always looking towards one person for all the answers. It's like with science. Yeah, science is a collaboration of brilliant people throughout history. Brilliant people right now working. They're humble about it.
Yeah.
And they doubt themselves, and they try to disprove themselves like Stephen Hawking did. And that's why I trust science more. I don't completely trust science. Like, I'm not going to it has the word science in it, I'm not like, oh, it's foolproof. I think
it's just a matter of intelligence. Like, in science, you have to have that artistry touch to move on. You have to be able to theorize different things in nature for you to predict what was going to happen in nature. Like, that's how science moves on. And what I was going to talk about was intelligence is like the short and long term. Like, if you're debating, some people consider intelligence like you have a really quick comeback.
Donald Trump.
Yeah, like, some people consider that a form of intelligence. But what I really define intelligence as is picturing things in a new way.
Yeah.
So, like, applying that artistry touch and seeing something that in a way that no one else has ever seen before.
Right.
Like Einstein did with general relativity, how everything is relative, like even time is relative. That's true intelligence, and that takes a long period of time to develop something like that. That's not just something you're going to think right off the bat.
No.
And that's totally different from, like, debating.
Right.
Like, it's a different form of data retrieval.
That's the problem with our political system, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a debate.
It's a debate. Whoever just seems right in that single conversation.
In that one moment.
That's who rules.
Yeah.
Which isn't how things should be. Like,
it's a competition.
We're stupid animals, man.
Yeah.
It takes time for us to formulate.
We got people saying they make sure they touch on certain points depending on their audience that they're speaking to.
Yeah.
And then they get that whole audience to...
It's all relative.
It's all relative. Well, another thing you said, Einstein, it just sparked something that I thought of a while ago. And we talking about, like, I was talking to my dad about the definition of a genius. And he was saying that, like, I don't think there really is such thing as geniuses. And then we both came to the conclusion that there is exceptions. And I think that the exception is someone, if you look at, like, scientists today, or artists today or whatever, they're all standing on the backs of great people already. Like we're already, when a physicist today goes in to do his work, he's already got the information that Einstein figured out. He's got the information that Copernicus and Newton and Galileo, not Galileo, but what all these other guys figured out. He's got help. No matter what he comes up with, Hawking, whatever. And I think that a genius is somebody who goes into an area that we know nothing about and just figures it out with their fucking brain. Like they say that like Isaac Newton is probably the most intelligent man to ever live.
Really?
I've heard that, but who knows? Like where's the measurement? But the fact that like this guy went in and created a math that literally explains the universe, calculus. He invented the forms that we understand everything on. He's a genius.
Yeah, he really
That's
is.
insane. He wasn't standing on anyone's back, really.
What he did is that he just made it so simple for us to understand.
Yeah.
Like this super complex organization of physical elements.
Right.
You know? Like, he pretty much defined that if there's this thing that's going from point A to point B, we know its position, we could determine its velocity, we could determine its acceleration just through calculus.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like a really difficult subject when you think of calculus, but it's actually very simple.
Really?
Yeah. If you think about it with a big picture approach. It's basically all it is that, alright, let's say I walk from here to upstairs, and you have a graph of where I moved at what time, and I got from A to B in this time frame. Well, if you see that I moved more distance in this time, you can see that I accelerated at this time. My velocity increased and stuff
Okay.
like that.
Yeah.
So just depending on the position of where you are from A to B, you'll be able to determine your velocity and your acceleration just from that simple graph.
Right.
And that's what calculus basically is.
Okay. Wow.
Very, very, very basic.
So just simplified something very.
Just
complex.
something moving from A to B.
That's all. Wow.
Yeah.
It gets way crazier.
Yeah, yeah. But
See, it's weird because when I hear people who really understand math, like yourself, like our friend Alex Schluter, math majors, and
I really don't understand a lot of math. Like,
but you're a computer scientist.
yeah.
That's insane.
Mhm.
Like you know math
out of
better
my
than
scope.
almost everybody that you meet. You know math better
Yeah.
than them. And you guys, what the thing is, the thing that I realize that makes you guys an expert is that when you explain it to someone like me who has very limited math, you make it sound simple. Like you can tell that you actually understand it. Whereas if I listen to someone who just takes those classes and does well, but really doesn't understand the foundations of it, when I ask, how can you explain it to me? They go, oh no, I can't. It's way too hard.
It's because they're thinking about the actual math.
They're thinking about the actual.
They're thinking about. They don't know what's going on beyond the math.
Exactly.
They don't need that bigger picture.
Right.
Which is like, when I took it in high school, I was so confused. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Right.
And then at the very end of the year, he started doing like big picture things, and I'm like, oh, it makes sense now. I
Sure.
know what's going on.
Right.
But it took like months and months of doing these stupid little calculations. I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. This is so pointless.
Right.
Like, if someone gives me a problem, I know how to derive some shit, but I don't know what's going on.
Right.
Like, why even practice that?
That was the problem with me.
Yeah. Which is stupid, which is messed up with our education system.
Yeah, that's the thing with like even teaching simple algebra, is that every algebra class that I've ever taken, they never explain to you anything besides what you're supposed to do. They never explain to you the meaning, and I have no idea how they would because I don't know it. I don't know the meaning, and that's where that's where the motivation gets lost to even learn it. Like if I feel like I'm just memorizing steps, I'm like, well, fuck this.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Even
It's
even
not
if I
even
know,
worth it.
even if I know that there is a purpose to it, and I appreciate it, I'm putting in all this time to just learn something that I'm never going to be able to apply. All I'm going to be able to do is be like, well, I know this equation you can use here, and
It doesn't mean shit, dude.
it doesn't mean. So that's kind of how I've been able to detect if someone is a really knows their shit.
Knows their shit.
Is if I just say, hey, can you explain that to me? How does that work? 'Cause I don't know shit. And if they say yeah, and then they start explaining it, and they say something like you just did, I'm like, oh, you probably know what you're talking about. And you do that. Schluter does that. That's about it. All I know, people that I know. But back to the genius thing. I think that another form of a genius that I thought of, or that I think I read somewhere, is someone that is an expert in one area, but lacks miserably in all these other areas.
Who's a genius?
In a way, like you look at I don't know if they're like fucking folklore or urban legends, but they say that like Einstein didn't know how to tie his shoes. I don't know why they say that. That probably is untrue.
He didn't talk till he was like 6 or something.
Yeah, and they say like that Isaac Newton died a virgin, and a lot of people say that like.
Yeah.
Obviously, this guy had social issues. If he died a virgin,
Yeah.
like he missed out on a big portion of life. He missed out on love and stuff like that. He dedicated his life.
Selflessness.
So yeah, he was selfless about it. But maybe the genius thing isn't a choice. Like that's just they're just born with it, and that's just all they know. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I think it takes the right amount of collaborating with others, and to be by yourself, to like form your own theories and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like Newton probably wouldn't have came about calculus if he lived in a cave his whole life.
Right.
You know, like completely detached from people.
Right.
I feel like being around the right people at the college he was at or whatever helped him tremendously.
His whole environment.
Nature and nurture. You know.
Yeah. What if something about Newton's experience as a human was a little different? What would he have turned out to be?
Yeah, man.
And anybody that goes for it. And also, like, is a genius somebody? Okay, so like Newton's able to come up with this in a simple way, but is a genius? What about the people who are translating this stuff? What about the people that are really breaking things down, really breaking it down to the layman's term, whatever you want to call it? What
I
if
think those are.
that's a genius too? I think a genius is, I don't know, that's a really slippery slope.
That's what I always just try and break things down to as simple as they can be,
I know.
so that everyone can understand it. Because I don't get why you would ever want to explain it
Why?
a different way.
Well, there's the competition part there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your ego comes into play.
Even when I read like my favorite biologist, E.O. Wilson,
Yeah,
he's thick, man.
it's very.
And
Thick.
I've read a lot of his stuff, and it's like, God damn.
You gotta reread and reread, and it's like wasting my time. I'm spinning my wheels
Yeah.
reading this when I could be hearing all their shit by him.
Yeah. Or I could listen to someone else who knows how to break it down way better and to sing the exact same thing as this guy's saying and just explaining it better.
Yeah.
They're dealing with their colleagues. There's the competition. They're trying to get
It's
published. They're
just
trying to
ridiculous,
outdo
man.
people. I mean, I even realized there was a bit of childish. I don't know about childish, but like there's a bit of tension between the scientists, big time. Right now, E.O. Wilson and Richard Dawkins. You know, Richard Dawkins. They're kind of debating on kin selection. Kin selection was something that E.O. Wilson talked about.
Where's it?
Kin selection.
Oh, okay.
He talked about it in his book.
Social conduct?
Social Conquest of Earth, yeah. And basically Dawkins says, you know, E.O. Wilson is one of the greatest biologists of the 20th century. I love all his work. He's done a lot of different stuff. He's written a lot of books. But when I read Social Conquest of Earth, there's a lot of things on evolution that are spot on, but he says that he's got it dead wrong when it comes to kin selection. And he doesn't agree with him, and he says that there's not enough evidence supporting that. And I was just, and then they were kind of like chirping each other back and forth, and
Really?
and it was like with Twitter and shit like that. And I'm like,
Ah.
but like at the same time, the fact that they're disagreeing does make science more strong.
Yeah, it really does.
I mean, those are two scientists that I never thought would ever disagree. I've read both of their stuff, and I love both of them. They're great. And it's like, oh my God, well, I'm not smart enough to detect the fact that Dawkins is disagreeing in his books with EO. I'm not smart enough to realize that, but they're so smart that he realizes this little detail and says, well, no, you're not right about that. And then they start bickering about
It's
it.
like their life's work, too.
Yeah.
They're fighting over.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough to have an opinion on who's right and who's wrong, but I don't know, man.
Do you know much more about kin selection?
Basically, E.O. Wilson's selection, very, very basically put, he's basically just saying that there's more, I think I'm right here, saying that there's more environmental factors and social factors that play in natural selection, or basically play in evolution, that have a toll on the outcome of evolution than
So
we
based
have
on
said.
social environment?
The environment and social things. So like more of a nurture kind of thing.
Okay.
And yeah, kin selection saying like, yeah, that's as simple as I can put it, is that there's more environment and more social things.
Completely set. Or
Yeah,
it seems like what it is.
yeah, but like I think he goes to more different lengths in the book, because obviously, you know, there is, you know, without a doubt in evolution we've accepted that there is social factors and environmental factors that play in natural selection. So I don't know, I think he goes to different lengths and says that there's way more. Because I know that E.O. Wilson is kind of an oddball in the evolutionist kind of thing with sociality. Eosocial was the big term that he used in his book.
Oh, yeah. Ants and shit.
With the ants and whatever, just to achieve a eosocial state, is what he said. Was he was just basically saying there's a lot more social things that come in than just natural things, and that all these other species are very social. And I guess he gets a lot of criticism from a lot of his colleagues and a lot of people in his field about what he says. My dad is very big on the social things, and I mean I agree in a lot of ways, and that's why we kind of
Except that.
we accept it. We really like E.O. Wilson here. You know, we got a lot of his books, and so I don't know, man. You want to wrap it up?
Yeah, man. There's not much.
A pretty good first podcast.
Yeah,
I had fun.
it's fantastic.
We'll do it again.
My brain's like done, dude.
It was fucking what, 2 in the morning. All right.
Probably like 3 now.
Yeah, it's 3. Well, that's the Millennials podcast number 1.
It's a good one.
Thanks for tuning in, fuckers.
Ha 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 ha!